Tom Thibodeau, the head coach of the Knicks, short time ago. He spoke with Sean Kelly.
Kevin, thank you very much. Coach, the Knicks and their fans are fired up. A 3-1 series lead. That seems to be comfortable. Maybe not for the head coach, right?
Yeah, you can't get comfortable. Usually in games like this, we know what we have to do. We're going to have to bring 48 minutes of intensity. We got to take it play by play.
Brunson's gotten himself into a good groove. 2 electric games for him. Surely you probably anticipate some kind of a counter from the Sixers tonight. What would you expect them to try and do to slow him down a little bit, Coach?
Yeah, well, he's seen just about every defense there is. So they can zone, they can trap, they can get the ball out of his hands, they can play box and one. There's a lot of things, and we got to make sure that anytime you make a commitment like that, we got to trust the pass, get the open man, and play off of that.
That team rebounding, Coach, kind of speaks to the way your team plays together, that collectiveness. When did you start to notice the real connected part of your ball club during this time of year?
Well, I think it was important for us right from the start of the season, just because of all the injuries that we had gone through. You lose a guy like Mitch, and then you lose Julius, you lose an OG, then Isaiah goes out. You don't replace those guys individually. You have to do it collectively. So we feel if we play defense and we rebound and we take care of the ball, we keep our turnovers down, that'll put us in position to win no matter who we're playing against and no matter where we're playing.
And, Coach, that injury storyline's still around here. Obviously, some guys banged up, and now no Bogdanovich. What will that adjustment be, Coach?
Yeah, and it's unfortunate. He was a great teammate, did a great job for us. He came in, hit big shots. The shooting piece was critical for us, and he's a terrific pro. Just unfortunate injury, and hopefully he'll get healthy quickly. And then, depending on how the game unfolds, will determine who plays. And with that, Coach, minutes become a situation. Do they? Are you concerned at all about the number of minutes some of your frontline guys have to do? No, I think it's the playoffs right now. You're seeing 7 and 8 man rotations, so there's no back-to-backs. There's time in between games, so just get in there and get the job done. Coach, are there any new wrinkles tonight that you have to have your team on red alert for in Game 5? Well, the strengths and weaknesses of both teams will remain the same. You could always add a play or two, and then it's up to us to recognize that. But the strengths and weaknesses of their team are not going to change. We know we're going to have to deal with Embiid effectively, Maxey off the dribble effectively, and then we can't lose guys like Oubre or Kyle Lowry. We have to have an awareness as to where they are at all times. Coach, as always, thanks. Good luck to you guys tonight. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, Sean Kelly with the head coach of the New York Knicks, Tom Thibodeau. Knicks and the Sixers, Game 5. Knicks go for the knockout punch tonight. Up next on NBA Countdown, presented by SoFi. So how does Nick Nurse and his Sixers keep their season alive? Find out next. They'll be tipping off at Madison Square Garden. This, the NBA playoffs on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app.
Spin your passion into a business with Shopify and break sales records with the world's best converting checkout. Let's hear that one more time. The world's best converting checkout. Shopify's legendary checkout makes it easier for customers to shop on your website, across social media, and everywhere in between. Now that's music to your ears. Any way you spin it, you can be a smash hit with Shopify. Start your $1 a month trial today at shopify.com/records.
Playoff basketball is when moments are made. Get in on the action on PrizePicks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app, where you can win up to 100 times your cash. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projected stats, and submit your lineup. Right now, PrizePicks will match your first deposit of up to $100. Just download the PrizePicks app and use the code OT. That's code OT. PrizePicks. Pick more. Pick less. It's that easy. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
This is Carlin versus Joe. Chris Carlin, Joe Fortenbaugh.
We sure LeBron James' new podcast is not a job interview?
If they're going to go and hire J.J. Redick to be the coach and think that that's going to completely change things, you don't know what you're doing as a franchise. Nothing that Redick is going to bring to the table is all of a sudden going to change things for the Lakers.
Carlin versus Joe. Weekdays at noon Eastern on ESPN Radio, ESPN app, and on SiriusXM Channel 80. Mike Greenberg, Greeny.
So I was on the golf course yesterday, and it was cold. Yesterday was cold. I can't remember the last time I had hot chocolate. What I'm trying to tell you is, and this may not be breaking news, hot chocolate is delicious. Boy, was that good. Here's the problem with eating unhealthily. When you're as consumed with health as I am, and you eat as healthily as I do, every time you allow yourself to sort of slip off that wagon a little bit, it's incredible how tempting it is to stay there. Because then, after that, the floodgates open. I order the seared tuna. The guy next to me orders the cheeseburger and orders onion rings for the table. May I say, and I think it was the hot chocolate that put me there, we had to order another onion ring. Because I ate all of his. Once you get started on the onion rings, it's a gateway unhealthy food.
Greeny with Mike Greenberg. Weekday mornings at 10 Eastern on ESPN Radio. Plus, you can watch and listen on the ESPN app. And ESPN Radio Extra Point. With Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman.
If somebody calls them and they want to say, what would it take to actually trade for LeBron James? I think the Lakers have to listen.
You're not trading LeBron James. You're the Los Angeles Lakers. You're a destination for stars. You don't become that by treating stars that way, especially LeBron James, the second greatest player in NBA history. It's not going to happen.
They have to consider it.
That's not a consideration.
Well,
that is not. If LeBron James is not with the Los Angeles Lakers next year, it's because he doesn't want to be, and he's making that choice. And then the organization is acquiescing to them. I don't know if that's what he's thinking, but I will tell you this: after hearing that soundbite post game, I had angst. As a Lakers fan, that might have been the first time where I saw it and said, LeBron James might actually leave.
Yeah,
like he's seeing the same thing that we're seeing. If you're LeBron James, can this organization put enough around you to take advantage of the next couple of years that you have of basketball?
Evan, Canty, and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
Aaron Rodgers got traded to the Jets. If they both could do it over, would they?
It worked out so well for Jordan Love that I wouldn't want to disrupt the timeline at all.
Would the Jets do it again?
Ooh, that's a really interesting question. And I think the answer is yes. I think they would.
Unsportsmanlike. Weekday morning starting at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN2.
He's outrageous and usually off base, I might add, but I love him anyways. That's why I sit across from the Mad Dog, Christopher Mad Dog Russo, every Wednesday to set him straight. First Take starts at 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN.
The NBA playoffs on ESPN Radio.
Kevin Winter with you inside our Granger studio and NBA Countdown presented by SoFi. It's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You are listening to the NBA playoffs on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. It's Game 5 tonight at Madison Square Garden. Nick win. They're on to round 2. Nick Nurse and the Sixers try to keep the season alive. Short time ago, Phillies head coach with Arshawn Kelly.
Kevin, thank you very much. Coach, it's one of those deals where you talk about being down 3-1, but yet I don't want to ask you about being down 3-1. Yeah. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, we just got to play better. We think we've played really well in segments of this game, and we've actually led in the series by 10 4 different times. I think 4 points is separating the games. Just, we got to make a few more plays. Certainly in games 1 and the game in the fourth quarter of game 4, the rebounding was the huge story. We made them miss a lot, but we just gave them too many second chances. So I think, you sit here and you say, man, that's like one glaring thing we got to improve. We got to do that. And that just comes down to some toughness and some hustle and some willingness to do whatever it takes to get the ball,
Feels like, probably there's this big mountain in front of you, but if you don't take it possession by possession, you probably can lose your way. How do you talk to your team about that very thing?
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly a long game. I think the game will have its ups and downs, and we always talk about riding the waves of the game and that it's a 40-minute game, and I don't think we did that very well in game 4 because we had a dominant third quarter going, and then we turned it over 4 in the next 5 possessions. We had something like 2 turnovers at that point, and we turned it over to the next 5, and most of those, one was a brutal call on Tyrese, but the other 3 were just us throwing the ball away. Yeah. So, we just got to, again, 48 minutes.
You still got the MVP last time I checked.
Yeah.
Could get a great night from Joel Embiid.
Oh, he'll be there, and he'll be tough. He'll be ready to go. He'll be competing for sure. I think that his play, Tyrese's play, certainly critical to what we do as far as pushing the scoreboard along. But, we do need solid contributions contributions from the other guys. We need a 10 to 15er from Kyle or Nico or Tobias or, Oubre's been kind of there lately, but we need campaign. We need sparks from those guys because Joel and the gravity of Joel mostly, but also Tyrese is going to give those other guys opportunity.
Brunson for them has kind of gotten uncorked a little bit, Coach. What kind of things can you make an adjustment with regard to him and what he does for them?
Well, we certainly can change some things. I mean, it's two hard things about it. One, we obviously made him miss a ton in games 1 and 2, right? I think you can pretty much count on 30 to 35 shots going up from him. Even the other night, he took 34. He still had a lot of misses. The big key is, can we make sure and not let him get a second chance on his misses? We can throw some different schemes. We can try some different matchups. We certainly can try to take the ball out of his hands a little bit as well.
Coach, as always, thanks. All the best to you guys tonight.
All right, thank you.
Kevin, back to you.
All right, Sean, don't go too far. Sean Kelly a short time ago with Nick Nurse. Now it's actually time for the game. The NBA playoffs on ESPN Radio presented by Indeed. Hiring this year, visit Indeed.com/credit. With the call back to MSG, and Sean moved upstairs because now he's joined by Corey Alexander for the call of Game 5. Guys?
Okay, let's do this, Kevin. Thank you very much. We're all set to go. Sold out Madison Square Garden. It's always special, even more so in the postseason. Maybe even up another notch or two or 40 when it comes to being a closeout game, possibly tonight for the New York Knicks.
I believe it absolutely will be that in here, especially when you consider the opponent, not only the Philadelphia 76ers, but also Joel Embiid. The comments made by Embiid throughout this series, and of course the fact that the Philadelphia 76ers feel a game was stolen from them here in Game 2. The Knicks fans will be all over it here tonight.
Two different mindset. One team wants to punch their ticket to the next round. The other one has that desperation of wanting to make this thing go back to Philadelphia.
Absolutely. Joel Embiid said it plainly, hey, we have nothing to lose, and a team with nothing to lose is extremely dangerous. I believe the Sixers will play just like that tonight, and we all have heard time and time again that closing out a team is the most difficult game to win.
The layup for me would be to ask you about Jalen Brunson, who had 47 last time out, or about Joel Embiid, the one-time MVP. He's been playing lights out when he's felt his best during this series. But if I take those two away from you, who else is important tonight for each of these teams?
Well, for the Knicks, you've got to talk about Josh Hart and Dante DiVincenzo. Those two guys were spectacular in games 1 and 2 when Jalen Brunson wasn't at his best. Tyrese Maxey was special in the 2 games here in New York. He has to be even more special here tonight for the Sixers to have a chance.
Overall, keys for the game for both sides would be what?
For Philadelphia, it's simple. They have to rebound the basketball. Josh Hart has been a menace on the offensive glass, as have the Knicks. And on the other end of the floor, for the New York Knicks, they've got to get production from others. It's got to be someone outside of Jalen Brunson. Of course, with Bogdanovich out now for the remainder of the season, someone else is going to have to step into his role, or those guys, the others right now, Josh Hart, DiVincenzo, Deuce McBride, have to be prepared to play even more minutes. Hopefully they get Mitchell Robinson back.
Let's get to the starting lineups. They're being introduced now here inside Madison Square Garden for the Philadelphia 76ers, who've been eliminated in the first 2 rounds for 6 straight years. Nick Nurse will go with his usual starting 5. That means Joel Embiid, who missed shoot-around this morning with a migraine headache, has the Bell's palsy, has the bulky knee. He's back in the starting lineup and anchoring the attack. Of course, Kyle Lowry and Tyrese Maxey out in the backcourt. 8 points per game in the regular season for Philly with Lowry. But remember, this is a seasoned pro who has a number of postseason games under his belt, 134 to be exact. Kelly Oubre Jr. and Tobias Harris, otherwise for Philadelphia. Lowry, Maxey, Oubre, Harris, Embiid for the visiting 76ers. Meanwhile, for the New York Knicks, who have not closed out a series at home since 1999, a chance to do so tonight. Tom Thibodeau starting 5 as expected. Dante DiVincenzo and Jalen Brunson at the guards. Brunson 47 his last game, 39 in Game 3. Josh Hart, team high, 17 rebounds in Game 4. OG Anunoby, 14 rebounds and a number of blocks, and he'll be guarding Embiid at times tonight. And then Isaiah Hartenstein, who had foul trouble in Game 4, is again starting at center, the 7-footer out of Eugene, Oregon. Brunson, DiVincenzo, Hart, Anunoby, Hartenstein for the New York Knicks. Our officials tonight from the National Basketball Association, James Capers is the crew chief. Curtis Blair, referee 1. Nick Bookert, referee number 2. Aaron Smith is here as an alternate. Philadelphia will wear the white jersey and the white shorts.
The blue down each side of the uniform with the white stars, the letters and numbers in blue, trimmed in red. And for the New York Knickerbockers, it's the royal blue jersey and shorts with the orange letters and trim, the name in white on the backside of the jersey. And this crowd, as you can hear, is already at a 9 on a scale of 10, and the ball is yet to go in the air.
Well, if the scale is 10, I expect to hear them at about 11.5 at some point throughout this night. But this organization, this crowd, this fan base, they're all excited about the opportunity to do, as you just mentioned, close out a series here at home for the first time in 25 years.
Embiid and Hartenstein in the center jump circle. We're just waiting on the go sign now to begin the festivities here tonight in New York City. The winner of this series gets the winner of the Milwaukee, Indiana series, and that'll be just as good in the second round, I'm sure. We're ready to go, and the opening tap belongs to Philadelphia. The Sixers will shoot at the end to our right here at the Garden tonight. And quickly to Oubre on a bounce pass above the right high post. He'll feed Embiid to the top of the circle. Bounce pass inside, ball deflected, but saved by Lowry in the right front court. Dribbles around the high screen, into the paint, bumped by Hartenstein, runner no good. Tap out rebound, Oubre, but to Brunson. Brunson brings it up the center of the floor. No-look pass wing left. 3-ball blocked by Oubre. DiVincenzo's first offering is swatted away, and Philly gets a stop. So no score here in the opening minute. Second offensive possession for the Sixers. Inside to Oubre off a baseline cut. Shoots, knocked away. Loose ball into the corner, but touched on the boundary by DiVincenzo. It'll stay with Philadelphia.
Nice find from Joel Embiid to Oubre, unable to finish off the easy layup on the interior, but give the Knicks a lot of credit not conceding anything on the inside to Philly.
So Harris on the trigger, deep right corner, flips it into Embiid on the right foul line extended. Out of Oubre comes the catch, top of the key, trying to rip a move through on DiVincenzo and drew a foul. First foul at 11-11 in the opening quarter.
But here's the thing, Sean. Each and every one of these fouls becomes so important because we're looking at a 6, maybe 7-man rotation for the Knicks throughout this game. So for Dante DiVincenzo to pick up one within the first minute of this game is something we got to keep an eye on.
Inbound to Harris. And they'll feed Embiid off the wing. They'll catch your left side of the lane. He draws a double, step through pass, swing it to the right wing. 3-ball on the way, and Harris has got the first one of the night. 1 minute in, that's how this one starts. 3-0 Sixers.
A welcome sign for Nick Nurse to see Tobias Harris knocking down the jumper. Harris has been in Philly for a long time and supposed to be that third scorer. Can he do that here today in Game 5?
He was 3 for 12 from downtown in the series so far before making that shot. Here's Hart at the top of the arc. Headband on, one-hand pass to his right. Hartenstein catches, hands to Brunson. Back up to Hart, shot fake, dribble in the paint, runs it up at the rim, left it short, and Embiid will clear it for Philadelphia.
Easy look for Josh Hart, unable to get it to go, but he's going to have to take advantage of those opportunities tonight.
Pick and roll with Embiid. Stops, hits the mid-range jumper off the side of the rim. Rebounded, though, by Philadelphia's Harris. Back out to Embiid, wing right, 3 rims off. Rebounded by Brunson, and he'll bring it up.
One of the things you mentioned, Embiid missed shoot-around today.
Brunson's 3 off the transition attempt is no good. That rims away. Up the left wing to Oubre for a triple. Missed that wide of the rim. Smacked the glass.
Oubre also missed shoot-around today. You see those two guys a little off offensively.
Brunson in the lane. Crossover, pickup, shoots, misses off the broken line. So we're out of the gate, 1 for 11 combined. Still 3-0 Philly. Deep 3 off the left angle, missed by Maxey. And no Sixer below the free throw line to rebound it.
Almost looks like as both these teams are trying to get their warm-up looks in right now, some of the shots we've seen taken to start this game.
I'm ready for shoot-around to be over with. Hartenstein hands it off right of the circle to Hart. Dribble handoff to DiVincenzo. Around the screen, turns into the color. Shot blocked by Embiid at the broken line. Embiid harassed at half court, and DiVincenzo just picked up his second, grabbing the arm of Joel Embiid right on the New York Knicks logo.
But it's too important to this team to pick up 2 fouls, and there hasn't been within the first 3.5 minutes of this game. You've got to make sure you stay away from those silly fouls. He's too important.
Boo, say the fans here at MSG. Harris picks it up top of the key off the inbound. A little pitch and catch with Embiid. Harris crossover dribble. Step back 2-ball. Good. Straight away from 17 feet out.
I like the fact that Tobias Harris is taking the disrespect from Isaiah Hartenstein guarding him. He's going to have a big night if that's going to be the matchup.
5-0 now, Philadelphia. Catch Pitching on the near side of the lane. Turning, and a note that stripped and lost it. And Anobi has it stolen. Maxey foot race to the other end against DiVincenzo. Layup, no good. He had an open look. DiVincenzo in foul trouble had to concede. And Philly couldn't finish.
Maxey could have just gone straight in and got a layup, knowing that DiVincenzo couldn't foul him on that possession. Made it more difficult than it had to be.
DiVincenzo on the right sideline. Picks up a dribble for three. Back iron, no good. Rebound again by Joel Embiid. Still 5-0 Philadelphia. Down to 8:24 left in the first quarter. Maxey picks up the dribble, shovels it left of the circle to Embiid. Throws all the way to the right wing. Lowry for an open three. No good. Weak side rebound for New York and DiVincenzo.
New York going to force the others to make shots. We've seen Tobias Harris, Oubre, and Lowry get easy looks to start this game.
Anunoby, crossover dribble, drives the left slot, attacks the rim, reverse layup, no good. Volleyball rebound to himself for Embiid.
Tyrese Maxey getting in his way. You got to let the big fellas have those rebounds. Those numbers mean more for them.
New York's 0 for 8 now out of the gate. Bounce pass to Maxey up top, steps left off one dribble, shoots for three, too strong. Long rebound gathered in by Hartenstein on the near sideline.
Sean, I'd like to say it's great defense, but it hasn't been that. It's just guys missing shots to start this game.
Hartenstein picks it up, shoots, and draws a foul just below the free throw line. This will be number 1 on Joel Embiid. Kind of quick trigger to Mr. Embiid below the free throw line. And our first free throws of the night belong to the Knicks, who are still scoreless at 7:36 to go in the first. It's a 10-7 advantage already for Philly rebounding. First free throw is good. The glass has been owned by the Knicks in this series so far.
Yes, it has been, and that's been a problem for the Philadelphia 76ers. A lot of that having to do with the fact that Joel Embiid, of course, not 100% healthy. He normally would dominate the defensive boards, but Josh Hart is spectacular on both ends of the floor, rebounding the basketball. One of the reasons why Leon Rose and my guy Worldwide West brought him in.
Good reference.
Oh, yeah, something for the game.
Good.
Chop it up a little bit.
5-2, Knicks are finally on the board. 7:25 to go in the first quarter. Embiid catches, block left, goes back out to the wing, repost to Embiid against Hartenstein. Right back out to the wing, three for Maxey, ripped it. 8-2 Philadelphia.
Knicks going to double team on the catch on Embiid. Got to be prepared to take shots and make shots.
Pass toward the right wing, deflected out of bounds by Tobias Harris.
Maxey and Embiid playing a two-man game on the last possession. 3 post entries. The third one ended up being a kick out for a 3 for Maxey.
Nothing from Brunson yet, by the way. Hart gives it Hartenstein. Now a quick trigger to the left wing. Brunson into the paint. Turned it over. Outlet pass to Maxey. Lays up and in. And now it's a 10-2 start.
But Maxey from point A to B, one of the fastest players you're going to see in the NBA. Josh Hart, recognizing he couldn't afford to get a foul on that possession, allows Maxey to be able to go. And Tibbs not liking what he's seeing so far in the first part of this game, forcing a timeout.
A rare turnover by Brunson leads to the run-out layup. We take our first timeout here inside the Garden. 6:49 to go in the first. Philadelphia 10, New York 2. You're listening to the NBA playoffs on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app, presented by Indeed.
Tomorrow on ESPN Radio.
Steps left, three, bang, 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 bang! Luka Doncic!
Locked up at 2 games each, the Dallas Mavs and the Los Angeles Clippers return to L.A. for a pivotal Game 5.
Dribbles to his right, pull-up jumper is good. A clutch shot by Kawhi.
We don't quit, we won't quit. We're going to continue to keep fighting.
Game 5 of the Clippers and Mavs. Coverage begins tomorrow at 9:30 Eastern, with tip-off at 10 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on SiriusXM Channel 80. Presented by Indeed.
Playoff basketball is when moments are made. Get in on the action on Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app, where you can win up to 100 times your cash. Just select 2 or more players. Pick more or less on their projected stats and submit your lineup. Right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit of up to $100. Just download the Prize Picks app and use the code OT. That's code OT. Prize Picks. Pick more. Pick less. It's that easy. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
This is Freddie and Harry.
You know who I think responsible for this?
Who's that?
Shannon and Devin. because they knew how great our season was going to be. We got our quarterback and whatnot. They prayed on the downfall of the Atlanta Falcons because they know I support this team through and through. Devin and Shannon, they're miserable as hell because I don't even know what they have offensively. Nothing. Nathan right now. Nathaniels.
Check out more from Freddie and Harry weekdays at 3 Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. ESPN Radio Sports Beat with Freddie Coleman.
Every offseason that he does not win the championship, it seems that there are more and more questions regarding LeBron James, this time including will he stay in L.A. and play for the Lakers or want to go somewhere else since he will become an unrestricted free agent. That's not an if thing. That's going to be a when thing when he opts out of his contract and may want to apply his trade somewhere else. Let's get to the skinny on this one. LeBron James needs the Los Angeles Lakers as much as the Los Angeles Lakers need LeBron James, no matter what you think about LeBron James. And believe me, there's more unfair about him than there is fair. No one can question his greatness. No one should even try to put that in a different category. Oh, he's not as great as. Leave that greatness alone because he's been able to be one of one, playing at this level, this late in his career, about to go into his 22nd season in the NBA. But the more he doesn't win, that goes to Michael Jordan is always going to be there. Whether that's fair or unfair, that has a lot when it comes to LeBron James, and another chapter being added to that this summer, depending if he stays or leaves Los Angeles. The Denver Nuggets now know exactly what other teams are known for a long, long time. It's one thing to be the hunter. It's another thing to be the hunted. In each win of their series versus the Los Angeles Lakers, they trailed by at least 9 points. They trailed by at least 20 points in Game 2 at home and found a way to win that one. But last night, the Denver Nuggets showed something that has always been there that a lot of people may not have wanted to admit about this basketball team. Mental toughness. Not just from Nikola Jokic or even Jamal Murray, who was a stone-cold killer, not just in Game 2 with that shot of Anthony Davis, but in Game 5 sending the Lakers home. So many other guys showing that mental toughness. Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr., not just Nikola Jokic and not just Jamal Murray. I don't know what it's going to look like the rest of the Western Conference playoffs, but for the Denver Nuggets, they proved they have that as much as anybody in recent memory. For the ESPN Radio Sports Beat, I'm Freddie Coleman.
Thibodeau with you inside our Granger studio. Don't forget to log on to our social media accounts at NBA on ESPN Radio to vote in the AutoZone in the Zone poll question. Who's going to get in the zone for this matchup? Jalen Brunson, Joel Embiid, or Tyrese Maxey? In the Zone brought to you by AutoZone. What makes AutoZone America's #1 battery destination? They offer free battery testing and charging and reliable replacement batteries. They've always got your battery solution. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Where we are located here in Bristol, Connecticut, Springfield, Massachusetts, it's about a 35-minute drive, depending on how fast you go. I guarantee Sean Kelly and Corey Alexander there is not one chance on God's green earth that the videotape of this first 5-11 ever makes it there. Back to you guys at Madison Square Garden.
It will be rightfully intercepted by those who guarded the game. 0 for 8 are the Knicks out of the gate, Corey, down 8 points.
And it's not as though they haven't gotten good looks. They've gotten some pretty good looks, just unable to knock them down. However, you can see the Sixers defense is dead set on making sure that Jalen Brunson does not get any good looks. Only a turnover for Brunson. He hasn't been able to get on the board. As a matter of fact, as you mentioned, the 0 for 8, no one's been able to get on the board except for Isaiah Hartenstein, who knocked down 2 free throws for the Knicks.
Knicks ball down 10-2, 6:49 to go in the first quarter. Inbound pass tipped away by Lowry. Hart beats him in a foot race in the backcourt to save the possession. Not a good look coming out of a timeout. Hart gives it up top of the arc to Hartenstein. The 7-footer works to the left elbow, trying to get it to Brunson, and Maxey will not let that happen. Hart cuts around him. Hartenstein turns, shoots in, hits the elbow left jumper to bail out the possession.
If I told you that 5.5 minutes into the game, Isaiah Hartenstein would have all the points for the New York Knicks, where would you think the Knicks would be?
Down 6.
There you go.
Yes, 10-4. Inside, a nice start to the rim by Harrison. A dish off the sideline by Lowry results in an easy lay-in.
And a great start for Tobias Harris. Normally you see the role players playing better at home, but Harris has been good here on the road.
Brunson drives the rack, climbs the defender, and lays it up and in for his first bucket of the game at the 5:58 mark. There's the Jalen Brunson that was featured in the last 2 games.
That's him. That's the guy we've grown to know and love and has been a star in these playoffs.
Stolen by the Knicks on a double of Embiid on the low post. Hart ahead to Brunson. Corner right pump fake. Shoves it inside. Catch and a dunk for OG Anunoby.
But a great play by Jalen Brunson. Not trying to get himself going, but the best option for the team. The pump fake and then patiently waiting for OG Anunoby to get to a spot to where he can finish it off.
12-8 now, Philadelphia with the ball the end to our right. Lowry with a right-hand dribble in the left front court. Chest pass to Embiid, caught across the top of the arc, and a handoff for Maxey. Maxey puts it between the legs 3 times, drives hard to the rack. Scooper, good. He did not use the glass, dropped it down the center of the hole.
Right foot, right hand layup, not allowing the defenders to be able to get their timing to try to block the shot.
And a foul here as Brunson got a defender on his back. It looks like, Kelly Oubre Jr. picks up the personal foul at 5:03.
And when it comes to depth, that absolutely goes in favor of the Philadelphia 76ers. Oubre would check out, Nicholas Batum would check in. But Batum, about 9 inches taller than Jalen Brunson, can give him problems because of his size and length. However, no one has given Jalen problems in the last couple of games.
Hand off to Anunoby, top of the arc. Trying to get a defender on his back. Step back jumper above the foul line. Good. A 17-footer down. And the Knicks now have hit 4 straight shots to cut it to 4 points.
And Anunoby can be a reliable second scorer right now with Julius Randle out for these Knicks. Has to be more aggressive on the offensive end.
He had 16 in game 4. Embiid comes out to catch top of the arc, and to the Maxey. Works off the screen, behind the back bounce pass to Embiid. Passed up the straightaway 3. Drives the rim. Shot blocked to the cup by Anunoby. Loose ball for Brunson. Races the other end and traveled with it. They got 2 men back at the rim at the last second and caused Brunson to skid and turn it over, losing his balance.
In the first 7.5 minutes of this game, Jalen Brunson has more turnovers, too, than he had the entire game when he went for 47 in game 4.
Ball dominant, can we talk about that?
Oh,
that's a phrase for describing? Sure.
One of the very few ball dominant point guards in the game now.
Harris feeds, left side of the lane. Embiid turns over his left shoulder, right hook, missed it. Just outside the restricted area. Hartenstein with the rebound. Out to Hart, drives past Batum, layup, and 1. Foul charge to Nicholas Batum. And Josh Hart, who could not get a shot to go down in game 4. 0 for 7 has a field goal here in the first quarter.
But you know that Josh Hart will respond in this building. He feeds off this crowd as much as anyone for the New York Knicks. They get him going, and he gives them energy as well. And it's great to see him get a bucket to go down earlier, able to complete the 3-point play to make this a 1-point game.
But Villanova presence right now for the New York Knicks. 1-point game as it's a 3-point play for Hart. It's 14-13 Philly. 53-year-old Nick Batum bounces it to Embiid at the top of the key.
I'm sure he won't take exception to that.
No, sir. Maxey down the right side of the lane, fumbled the dribble, and then laid it up and in with the right hand. He's so smooth. Maxey, the most improved player award winner, the George Mikan Trophy.
Yeah, I hate to say I told you so.
You did.
Thank you.
The guy did finish second, though. Backdoor cut, and Hart catches for a reverse lay-in, going left to right, assisted by Hartenstein off the elbow.
And a beautiful cut to be able to make yourself available, not waiting in the corner for the 3 ball, but getting the easy layup.
Embiid with a free throw line jumper. Good on a little fall away. That's his first field goal. 3-point lead for Philadelphia. Game 3 saw Embiid go for 50. Brunson picks it up, shot fake. Jump pass to Hartenstein above the foul line. Hand it off to DiVincenzo. He'll rise off one dribble and hit another mid-range jumper for New York.
You mentioned Josh Hart. DiVincenzo struggled as well. 3 of 11 for him the last time he was in Philly. And it's a shocker because those guys played their college basketball games there. They were supposed to shoot it well, but now both on the board here, getting off to a much better start in the latter half of this first quarter.
No doubt. New York started 0 for 8. Now they're 7 for 7. Philadelphia is just trying to stay out in front, and they are as they call timeout here at MSG. 2:55 to go in the first quarter. 76ers 18, Knicks 17. This is the NBA playoffs on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app, presented by Indeed.
The United Football League.
Let's ball out, baby!
This atmosphere, this crowd, these teams, electric.
How can you not love the access?
Expect the unexpected, because you don't know what's going to happen.
I want to razzle-dazzle.
It's mayhem!
Another nail-biter.
Build them the statue right now!
How could you not love United Football League?
Week 6 of the UFL. The Birmingham Stallions versus the Memphis Showboats. Saturday at noon Eastern on ABC.
Thibodeau with you inside our Granger Studios. Still to come tonight around the NBA. It's Game 5 for Orlando and Cleveland. That game will tip at the top of the hour. That series is tied at 2 apiece. Later tonight in Milwaukee, it's Game 5, Pacers and Bucks. Indiana leads that series 3-1. The Bucks are still listing Damian Lillard and Giannis Antetokounmpo as questionable for that game. We know tomorrow night there's no Kristaps Porzingis for Boston. Kawhi Leonard is out for the Clippers. In those Game 5s, we've got the Mavericks and Clippers tomorrow night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Sean Kelly, Corey Alexander, back to you at MSG.
All right, Kevin, thank you very much. Patrick Ewing.
Beast. The Beast in the building, alongside John Starks, the great LJ, Larry Johnson, Carmelo Anthony, all the former Knicks are out. Allen Houston, of course, who works with the Knicks, in the building as well. So the royalty is here today. And, of course, we can never forget the great Walt Clyde Frazier with all his great outfits on the side.
Yes, his grip is strong tonight. All right, Philly ball into the timeout. Embiid attacks the rim right of the goal. Got fouled, and he's a little gimpy at the end of the play. That knee is so heavily wrapped, partner. It looks, from our vantage point up here in the broadcast perch, it's a brace that's wrapped and covered.
I was going to ask, you can see that?
Yeah, well,
I'm nearsighted. I got no chance.
Dr. Frankenstein at the free throw line to our right. It is just a mechanical look to that left knee. And he doinks the first free throw on the back of the rim. 18-17 Philly. 2:47 to go in the first. Sean Kelly, Corey Alexander here at Madison Square Garden. This is the 10th time these two franchises have met in the postseason. First time since 1989. Second free throw is good. 2-point lead for Philly.
That's amazing. The first time since '89, and seeing the highlights of that. Gerald Wilkins knocking down the jumper. Charles Barkley missing at the buzzer. Think about the fact it's been that long.
Here's Brunson for the top of the arc. Drives the right slot. Fall away. Jumper won't go. Rebound. Missed by Robinson on a stick-back opportunity, but he is fouled. And Mitchell Robinson's presence here is noteworthy, as that surgically repaired ankle was re-injured, and he was a scratch in Game 4. The Knicks get him back tonight in the low post.
And Joel Embiid upset by the fact that was called on him.
Really?
Again, I don't believe the foul was actually on Embiid. And so I was waiting to see, did they actually change that call? Because I don't remember. Mitchell Robinson grabbed the rebound over Embiid, and as he went up, I thought it was someone on the outside that fouled him.
The Hilltopper from Western Kentucky misses the first free throw. They have not changed the foul. Both free throws are no good.
I would say ball don't lie, but Mitchell's not the best free throw shooter, so I don't think it necessarily applies.
He was 3 for 6 in the series. And as Embiid catches left of the lane, a player went down. There's extracurricular activity, and it's already chippy here in the opening quarter. Looks like Oubre got knocked on his wallet.
Yeah, somebody trying to fight through a screen, which is always legal, but that's going to be Mitchell Robinson. And Mitchell Robinson, in all fairness, has a reason to be upset. Because when he did turn his ankle, it's because he was grabbed by Joel Embiid in air. And so they're going to go over and seems to be look at this as a hostile act. But you only can imagine how upset Mitchell Robinson is about the fact that he had to miss Game 4.
Previous play is under review for possible flagrant act.
James Capers, the crew chief.
Well, I missed some guys, by the way. Latrell Sprewell, Marcus Camby. Everybody's in the building tonight to be able to check out this Game 5. Of course, my little brother. I call him Little CA. You guys refer to him as Carmelo Anthony. But, that's my little brother.
That's your little brother?
That's my little brother. Okay, come on now. That's my little brother.
I understand. Yeah. There's nothing little about him.
No, that's true.
It's amazing how many people have come up to me
I'm the
over
only
the years.
one that can call him Little CA.
Sure.
No one else can get away with that.
How many people come up to me over the years and say, I didn't realize how big he was in person?
And that's the biggest thing, is because of the way that he played. He's so skilled. He plays like he's a much smaller guard. However, when you see him, he is a monstrous man.
So a bunch of these guys that Corey's been referencing probably are looking at this review going, that's just regular playoff basketball.
Following review, it is not a flagrant act. There is no wind-up impact from follow-through. It'd be Philadelphia ball on the side.
I agree with that call wholeheartedly. It's a hard foul. Sure. You give him that. And Mitchell Robinson, but is playing basketball. He's trying to run through a screen. Kelly Oubre sets the screen. And Kelly Oubre, I mean, to be completely honest, he sold it a little bit by the way that he fell, which I don't mind him doing. He got the call, just didn't get anything additional.
First foul on Robinson. It'll be Philadelphia ball sideline left. 2:18 to go in the first. 19-17. Sixers lead it. Have led from the start. Batum sends it through the left wing into the left corner. Quick feed now to Embiid. Backdoor cut, catch, pass, ring right. Batum for a triple. Back iron no good. So great ball movement, but nothing to show for it. Cameron Payne should have had an assist.
Yeah, Cameron Payne also could have had 2 points on a much easier layup than actually kicking it out for 3.
Hart dribbles to the elbow, throws wing left. And Anunoby for 3. In and out, no good. That did everything but go in. And Payne's got the rebound for Philly. Coasting up the left sideline. Puts it between his legs. Right hand dribble to the top of the arc. Turns down the lane. Kicks it wing right. Oubre, the lefty for 3. No. Weak side tap out rebound by Embiid. Payne for 3 on a lean, and he got it off the near side.
Cam Payne has given the Sixers a great boost off the bench, knocking down a couple threes in Game 3, a couple in Game 4 as well.
Brunson has he at the foul line, picks it up, pivots 360. It's a diving Anunoby who illegally dribbled it. Double dribble is the whistle. We've got a travel and a double dribble on the Knicks here in the quarter.
Yeah, not calls you normally see, especially against fundamentally sound players like OG Anunoby and, more importantly, Jalen Brunson. But I love the way the officials have been on top of that, making the right call here throughout this game.
Brunson was called for traveling. You ready?
I'm ready.
4 times during the entire season.
But a lot of it is because he plays off of 2 feet and gets into the painted area, and because has his pivot game is so on point. That's all the traits of great Villanova players.
22-17 Philly. Oubre around the elbow screen, picks it up, little pick and pop here. They're trying to go backdoor, can't get it to go. Reed gave it up. Give to Batum, shoots for 2, a long one. Oh, he missed it, but a tip foul rebound in for Reed. So now 24-17. Philly is led by as many as 8 in the period.
I'm glad you said that was Reed, because if that was Kelly Oubre, that was an illegal touch to the basketball above the cylinder.
Under a minute to play in the period. Brunson, ISO, right of the lane. Twisting, trying to get through Cam Payne. Here comes the double, throws it out. Fumbled by Anunoby. It was tipped. It'll stay with New York, but all the way back near the Philadelphia bench at the other end of the floor.
Okay, that was tipped on the way out. I thought that was going to be the 3rd turnover for Jalen Brunson in this game.
I just immediately saw James Capers indicating the tip. Up the left side to the 3 ball. It's Hart, missed that, and the rebound squirts off the Knicks out of bounds. Philly ball with 35 seconds to go in the period.
And that's one that you can take a Tibbs may be trying to challenge that. Yeah, because that did not go off of. He wanted to. He thought about it for a second. Now it's going to end up being a foul.
Maxey tried to Euro around 1, get to the cup, and he took a shot.
In live action, and Curtis Blair was shielded from it. But in live action, we could see from here that basketball on the previous possession absolutely went off one of the Sixers players.
Now Thibodeau may be challenging the foul the other end, and Maxey just simply tripped.
New York is challenging the Williams defensive foul.
Okay. So a challenge and the green light is on and flashing alongside the New York Knicks bench with 31.1 seconds remaining in the period. Here's a replay for you, partner.
Well, from this angle, it looks like a clean steal from Josh Hart. Got all basketball. Maxey did trip over Mitchell Robinson's foot. However, the ball is already dislodged from his body. At that point, that's incidental contact. I believe Tibbs is going to win this one. He would have won the last one had he been able to challenge it and called that timeout earlier to be able to go to it.
This one's of higher value, though. Takes a foul away potentially from Hart and keeps them off the free throw line as well.
Yes, it does. And honestly, Maxey didn't even trip over Mitchell Robinson. He went to sell that call. So this one, I believe, will absolutely be reversed. And that basketball will go to the New York Knicks, who had possession. Josh Hart had the basketball at the conclusion of that play.
Closeout game. Knicks lead this series 3-1, but New York is 0 for 5 from downtown. 7 of 18 from the field for 39%. There are 3 threes for the 76ers on 10 tries, yet they're only shooting 41.7% as a team. Points have been hard to come by here early. Harris and Maxey out front for Philadelphia. Maxey's got 9. Harris was 7.
Review, the contact by Robinson is marginal, but the trip
by heart is where the defensive foul occurs. So it is a successful challenge. New York retains their timeout and another challenge, but it is a personal foul on Hart for the trip, and Maxey is on the line for 2.
Would you like to see it again?
I would love to see it again because that's not it. I don't think that's a trip by Josh Hart. I mean, to be completely honest, Josh Hart's foot is already on the ground. I believe Tyrese Maxey, once he lost the basketball, tried to sell that call, which is the reason why he fell. But again, James Capers, Curtis Blair, Nick Booker, they're way better at this than I, as is the replay center in Secaucus, New Jersey.
That's right. That's where Josh Tibbett and Jason Goebel are tonight at the NBA Replay Center. So Tyrese Maxey at the line, looking to add to his game-high 9 points. Maxey's been all over the floor. And I think I've paid more attention to the non-scoring moves he's made as opposed to the now double figures.
Well, he's such an exciting player to watch, and when you consider his speed and his skill when he gets to the rim, a great finisher, but he puts so much pressure on your defense because of that speed. One thing for certain about Max, he's a one-man fast break. You can never take for granted the fact that he's going to beat your team down the floor and try to get a good look.
So the lead is 9, the largest of the quarter here for Philadelphia. 25 seconds remaining in the period. Anunoby dribble handoff to Hart, sends it up top. Where Mitchell Robinson trying to hand it to Brunson, fumbled it, and messed up there by Kelly Oubre Jr., forces it off the Knicks and out of bounds.
Give Kelly Oubre a lot of credit for blowing up that screen, getting in between the ball handler and Jalen Brunson, and knocking the basketball off of Brunson out of bounds.
4th turnover on New York. Shot clock is dark. Maxey on the dribble here at the edge of the center jump circle. 6, 5 around the high middle screen, leaning 3, missed it. Rebound New York. Will Hart get a look? Half-court shot at the horn. It banked in, but they waved it off. They waved it off and said that he had not gotten it away in time. They'll surely take a look.
Those
it's
are
close.
Always closer when you look at it in slow motion. However, our first replay shows the basketball still in Josh Hart's hands.
Unsuccessful field goal.
As the shot let go, that will not count.
It will not count. It is still, though, an 8-0 run for the Sixers to close the quarter. They led earlier by 8, but now up 9 as we head for the second period in a closeout situation in New York City. At the end of 1, Philadelphia 26, New York 17. This is the NBA playoffs on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app, presented by Indeed.
Playoff basketball is when moments are made. Get in on the action on Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app where you can win up to 100 times your cash. Just select 2 or more players. Pick more or less on their projected stats and submit your lineup. Right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit of up to $100. Just download the Prize Picks app and use the code OT. That's code OT. Prize Picks. Pick more. Pick less. It's that easy. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
I'm Clinton Yates, host of the podcast ESPN Daily. Every weekday morning, I'll bring you the best sports story you'll hear all day. Today on ESPN Daily, Adrian Wojnarowski profiles Jazz GM Justin Zanuck in the courageous health battle he has fought alongside his family. That's ESPN Daily. Follow us and listen wherever you get good podcasts.
Does this actually stand above all other wide receiver classes that you've scouted in this role?
So I've never seen a draft class with 3 wide receivers who are this good.
You can watch First Draft on YouTube or listen wherever you get your podcast.
Okay, forest animals, kids are coming to the forest, and it's up to us to make their visit a good one. Sparrow, have you practiced the most popular bird songs for the year?
Of course.
Catchy. I like it. River, how's the temperature?
It's a refreshing 52 degrees, man.
I love it. Turtle.
He's not here yet, man.
He's late every morning. Okay. Squirrel.
The forest has been preparing just for you. To learn more about cool things to do in the forest, visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
She posted about us just now.
Celebrities can't get enough of Bianna's bespoke skincare line.
She has 147 million followers. How do we monetize?
She needs a social media associate to help her with the hype.
We should repost this. Do we need a hashtag?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
You got a service dog?
Actually, he's a deals dog. Since I'm looking for a new car, I trained him to sniff out awesome rates, member discounts, and fast decisions. Cool, huh?
But you know Navy Federal Credit Union has all those things, right?
You're right. He's got the scent. Oh, wait. Nope. That's just the bacon in my pocket.
Apply for a Navy Federal Credit Union auto loan online, at a branch, or in our mobile app. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Message and data rates may apply. Visit NavyFederal.org for more information.
Whether it's baseball season, basketball playoffs, or hockey playoffs, experience it live this spring with Vivid Seats. With one of the most reliable rewards programs in the business, Vivid Seats makes it easy to score great deals on great seats with a 100% buyer guarantee. Plus, with Vivid Seats rewards, you can earn with every ticket. Come or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
The NBA app is everyone's app. Every fan of every team.
Oh, my goodness.
Everyone who follows LeBron, Tatum, and Embiid in the app. Every warrior who's ready to go to battle over three-point percentages. Every streetwear king who's here for the tunnel fits. Every young buck, nugget, and grizzly who wants to take a peek behind the scenes of the league. And everyone else on this floating basketball we call Earth. Download the NBA app today. Available in the Google Play, Apple app, and Android stores.
Kevin Richard with you inside our Granger studio. 12 minutes complete at Madison Square Garden. A slow start for both, but a good start for the Sixers.
Feed catches, block left, goes back out to the wing, repost to Embiid against Hartenstein. Right back out to the wing, three for Maxey, ripped it. Hart gives it Hartenstein. Now a quick trigger to the left wing. Brunson into the paint, turned it over. Outlet pass to Maxey, lays up and in. And now it's a 10-2 start.
Tyrese Maxey has 11. Sixers have led the entire game, 26-17. Philly's got the lead by 9. Let's go to the second quarter at MSG alongside Corey Alexander. Here, Sean Kelly.
Kevin, thanks. Corey, if a measuring stick is how a team starts and finishes quarters, not real good for the New York Knicks in quarter number 1.
We'll say the middle of the quarter was the best part for the New York Knicks. A 4+ minute drought to start it off, a 3+ minute drought that they're currently in right now to end the first quarter. So I'm sure Top Thibodeau thinks things can only go up from here, right?
The meet me in the middle part there, they were 7 for 7 during that stretch you referred to. Yet now, Philadelphia, on the strength of Maxey's 11, has a 9-point lead, 26-17.
But this was the start that the Sixers needed coming into this building. You know at some point the Knicks are going to get it going offensively. They're going to make a comeback, make a run. But can Philadelphia build enough of a lead to put themselves in a position to be able to hang on?
Miles McBride in the game for another run here in the first half. DiVincenzo returns, having started tonight. Hand it off to Brunson. Knicks have it at the end of our left. Brunson left of the lane. Crossover. Steps to the baseline. Shoots and scores. The mid-range jumper over Tobias Harris.
And a great matchup for Brunson to be able to have Tobias Harris guarding him. Difficult for Tobias Harris to keep Jalen from getting to his spots.
Reed hands it off to Maxey. Can't turn the corner. Flips it to Reed. Left side of the lane. Pass fake. Down to the bounce with it. Shovels to Maxey. Racing along the sideline. Darts under the rim. Reverse layup. No. Reed can't handle the rebound. It squirts to the foul line. Reed goes to the deck. Grabs it and he's tied up. We'll have a jump ball in the circle to our right.
But how about Paul Reed getting on the floor after the basketball, tying up that possession, and has an advantage here in the jump ball, so could absolutely maintain this one for Philadelphia just off of energy and effort alone.
Miles Deuce McBride outgunned here size-wise by about 8 inches to Paul Reed in this jump ball.
They switched that. It's actually going to be Jalen Brunson who has to get in there.
Okay. That ball is up for grabs. Snagged at half court by DiVincenzo. Race to the other end. Airborne foul. A foul by Kelly Oubre under the cup. Couldn't finish the bucket, but DiVincenzo will go the line to our left to shoot a pair.
Talk about energy and effort. That's just an energy and effort play by DiVincenzo to steal that tip away from two Philadelphia players right there going after it, but DiVincenzo just showed that he wanted it more.
First one's good for Dante DiVincenzo. Last 2 games, 6.5 points per game, 2 of 10 from downtown. He's 1 of 4 from the field tonight. Knocks 2 free throws in for New York to cut it to 5, 26-21. The odds are heavy against the Sixers tonight, but still holding a lead. Harris, wing right 3, won't go. Rebound by DiVincenzo. Another 1-2 play by Dante.
And a defensive mistake that Tobias Harris did not make the Knicks pay for going under the screen against him.
Brunson, a little shimmy shake up top. Retreats now with a right-hand dribble to the center jump circle. Payne gives him a little space. Spin. Brunson in the lane. Shoots it up and in. The man who led everybody in floaters this year is starting to cook a little bit. 26-23. And then Philly beats him back to the other end off a make. Oubre fouled on a lane right at the cup.
That is unacceptable to Tom Thibodeau. You have to get back defensively, especially off of a made bucket. There's no way Kelly Oubre should be able to beat the entire team down the floor and finish. And not only finish, but put the third foul on Dante DiVincenzo.
We didn't see Dante for a long time in the first because of 2 quick fouls. And here he's right back to the Knicks bench. OG Anunoby will check in for New York. Philly up by 5, and Kelly Oubre at the line to our right. Lefty missed it. Couldn't get the 3-point play. Hart with the rebound for the Knicks. Hart will bring it up. He did just about everything else but scoring game 4. And we have a foul off the right wing just as Hart was getting the ball stolen up top.
Yeah, I was originally about to jump up just like all the players on the floor, because you could tell that was a clean strip by Kelly Oubre, but the foul was away from the play. Tyrese Maxey knocking down Jalen Brunson.
Right at the foul line extended. McBride will lob it in out of the right front court. Ball tipped. Oh, my gosh. Oubre jumped the passing lane and knocked it off Brunson out of bounds into the Knicks bench for another turnover.
That's about as elite of a defensive deflection you can make. Kelly Oubre, as you mentioned, not landing. He's already out of bounds, just doesn't land.
Inside, Reed stuck to the rim by Robinson. And another whistle stops play, and it's going to be against Philadelphia on the offensive end.
Yeah, Reed was out of bounds when he got that basketball back to throw it out.
Okay. I didn't see any contact on the loose ball. He stepped on the stripe. Robinson comes out to grab it between the circles. He won't have it for long. Hands it off to Brunson, draws 2, throws it with right to Hart, skip pass wing left, deuce for 3. No good. And Harris can't corral the rebound. He'll stay with New York baseline right. Miles Deuce McBride's had that nickname since he was in 3rd grade.
Why?
I don't know. Because I look, Dad's name is Walt, right?
But he's had it since 3rd grade, but you don't know why he got it?
I was trying to figure out, why is it Deuce? All I could find is Brunson strides to the rim and lays it in.
Well, he could be a Deuce. His dad, Rick, was a big-time player, was my roommate in the McDonald's All-American game. So I've known Jalen before Jalen knew Jalen.
Oh, my. Trying to draw a foul. Payne can't get a 3 to go up top. No whistle either on McBride. Hart gets in the paint, backs it out. Up top, Anunoby strikes a 3-pointer from downtown. Ties the game at 28. It's a 9-0 run now for New York.
And just like that, the response, making a couple shots, getting this crowd involved in the game, and now 28-28 tie. And, of course, Nick Nurse wants to talk it over and try to slow down the momentum.
Timeout for Philly comes with 9:24 to go in the first half. New ball game here in Game 5. Knicks and Sixers all tied at 28. You're listening to the NBA playoffs on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app, presented by Indeed.
Mike Greenberg, Greeny.
The Jets got the draft exactly right. I said they should either take a tackle or trade back. They did both. They got the tackle they wanted in Olu Fashanu. I know there were a lot of mixed opinions on him. I think he has a chance to be a really good player and at a position of great need. And they traded back a spot to do it, to pick up extra capital. I love it. And then the receiver they traded up in the 3rd round to take Malachi Corley, people love. So there is reason for great enthusiasm. People wanted them to add a weapon. They did. I'm so glad they didn't take the tight end. Brock Bowers was sitting there to be taken, and I was so happy they didn't, not because I don't think he'll be an excellent player. There's zero chance that Olu Fashanu doesn't play as a rookie. I mean, zero chance. Those 2 tackles are going to be healthy all year? No way. And the most important thing they need to do is keep the quarterback safe. So I think they've had a sensational offseason.
Greeny with Mike Greenberg. Weekday mornings at 10 Eastern on ESPN Radio. Plus, you can watch and listen on the ESPN app.
Kevin Owens with you. A couple of updates. Cavs and Magic, top of the hour. No Jarrett Allen tonight with a rib injury for Cleveland. Series is tied at 2. Bucks, Pacers, back half of the TNT doubleheader. Giannis and Damian Lillard are both out from Milwaukee. Bucks try to keep their season alive. Pacers lead 3-1. Time now for tonight's Dell trivia question. Dell Technologies and Intel are pushing what technology can do. Find out how to bring your ideas to life at Dell.com/welcome to now. With LeBron James entering year 21 or finishing it, and Bronny James eligible for the NBA, there are 3 instances between NBA, NHL, NFL, and hockey where a father-son played at the same time. 3 instances. Twice in Major League Baseball, once in the NHL. Give me the 3. Sean Kelly, Corey Alexander, back to you.
Okay, let me start with. Go ahead. Ken Griffey and his dad. Yes. All right, that's one. Is it Gordie Howe and his son? Was that it in hockey? This never happened in the NBA. So I believe it's 2 in baseball and maybe 1 in hockey.
That's what he said, yeah.
Right.
So the Griffey's is easy.
The Griffey's is easy. Yep. And then it's did
Willie Mays?
No, Cal Ripken and his dad didn't play together, did they? No. That one's going to take some time, Kevin. By the way, did they tell you that I got one right?
Oh, no, they did not. Hold on. Batum corner right 3. Out of the timeout, no good. Ooh, nice hustle. Oubre with a weak side rebound. Keep it alive. Second chance opportunity for Philly. Tied at 28. Embiid shoots. Blocked by Robinson off the left foul line extended. Swatted away. Hard of the break. Into the right corner. Deuce for 3. Boom! Got that out of the right corner. And the building explodes for the first Knicks lead of the game, 31-28.
And all sparked by a great defensive play by Mitchell Robinson, blocking Embiid's nonchalant pull-up and starting the break.
14-2 run. Swing to the right corner. Oubre drives from the right corner into the paint. Turn it over. Threw it away. McBride to the other end. Got away with a push-off. Lays it in. 2 more for New York and McBride.
Nick Nurse talked to us about the turnovers. And I will consider the shot from Embiid almost like a turnover on the previous, so back-to-back possessions.
Embiid throws off the elbow, spinning with the pass to Maxey. Attacks the rim. Denied, left to the cup. Robinson again in there. And a foul at half-court in transition as Payne knocks down Josh Hart on the logo.
But it's almost as like the Knicks found a newfound energy coming out of the timeout. Of course, the big 3 to tie it at 28 going into the timeout. And ever since, the Knicks' energy has been different here, as has this crowd as they've gotten into the game on what has been an 8-0 run by the New York Knickerbockers.
Batum out, Payne out for Philly. Lowry returns, so does Tobias Harris. On the floor for New York, Brunson, McBride, Robinson, Anunoby, and Hart. Knicks ball at the end of our left, up by 5. High middle screen. Brunson goes right, goes corner 3. McBride can't connect this time. Rebounded by Oubre. Oubre up the floor, short-handed. Embiid slow to get down the floor. Oubre stripped in the lane, stolen by New York. 4-on-3 to the other end. McBride peels off, wing left, hands it off to Brunson. Brunson turns over the Robinson screen to the right elbow. Jumper, good from 15 feet.
Nothing at all to disrupt the rhythm of Jalen Brunson coming off. That's a workout shot right there. Almost as if there's a cone on the floor. Barely any type of contest. And now a 10-0 run for the Knicks.
And 10 for Brunson. Meanwhile, Philly is in a drought. They've missed their last 7 shots. Embiid throws a skip pass wing right, touch it to Oubre in the corner. For 3 out of the right corner, no good. And Robinson's got a weak side board for New York. Up the floor, Hart peels away, backs it out to Brunson, front court left. Goes right to the the angle screen. Picked it up with contact halfway down the lane, and he'll get 2 free throws. He just kind of chucked it as soon as he felt the opponent. He gets tripped here and sends New York to the line for 2 more free throws, attempts 8 and 9. Brunson will be at the line for the first time here in the half.
You can tell the Knicks set on putting Joel Embiid in every possible screening action that they can, knowing that He can't hedge. He's only going to be able to play in drop coverage, which allows Jalen Brunson to be able to get to his spots whenever he wants.
Foul on Maxey is the second. 6:57 to go in the first half. And Brunson missed the front end.
Joel Embiid, as we listen to the chant here at Madison Square Garden, when Jalen Brunson goes to the line and you hear MVP, MVP, Joel Embiid taking exception to the fact that that chant was also screamed out very loud in Philadelphia in game four as Brunson misses his second free throw. Back-to-back misses, very uncharacteristic of Jalen Brunson.
New York had him saying it with their chest in Philadelphia. Those Knicks fans were over there in force. Knockdown screen to the elbow, no call. Pass to Embiid, above the left elbow, now outside the three-point line. They're booing him every touch now. Embiid one-on-one, bounces one, shoots for three, air ball. Missed the rim, wide right, turnover Philadelphia. The Sixers are 1 for 11 in the quarter from the field. And Joel Embiid's 1 for 7.
And remember, it was the Knicks that were on a 3-minute-plus drought going into the quarter. So they turned the offense on here to start the second. As we see the Sixers coming out into a zone.
Mad scientist Nick Nurse at work. Hart takes a handoff wing left, drives to the nail, shoots on a fade, no good. By the way, Nick Nurse as a head coach has never been down 3-1 in a series. In the left corner, pass for Lowry. He'll drive and kick to the right corner. Harris for three. Good. They needed that in the worst way. Harris knocks down the triple.
Absolutely did. And Tobias Harris, who's knocked down his second three from that same corner, has to look to be more aggressive because the Knicks are dead set on taking away Embiid and Max.
35-31. Knicks leading ball in the end of our left. Anunoby throws off the elbow to Hart. Lock the rim. Dunks with the right hand on the alley-oop to Robinson. Yo.
Josh Hart never landed with the pass. He knew absolutely that Mitchell Robinson would be expecting the lob and finishes it off on the top of Kyle Lowry. I believe that's a play that we're going to see on SportsCenter all night tonight as a top 10 highlight with the beautiful find from Josh Hart to Mitchell Robinson, who throws it down, and the Knicks have gotten it going here in the second quarter.
5:38 to go in the half. New York 37, Philadelphia 31. This is the NBA playoffs on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app presented by Indeed.
Chris Carlin, Joe Fortenbaugh. This is Carlin versus Joe.
I think Matt Ishbia might be in over his head right now.
Here's the thing with billionaire owners. They're impatient. They buy a team and they want to win. You cannot buy championships in the NBA. Carlin, they won as many playoff games this year as the Wizards. That's who you are. Phoenix and the Wizards, same amount of playoff wins this year.
Carlin versus Joe. Weekdays at noon Eastern on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, and on SiriusXM Channel 80. And ESPN Radio Extra Point with Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman.
If somebody calls them and they want to say, what would it take to actually trade for LeBron James? I think the Lakers have to listen.
You're not trading LeBron James. You're the Los Angeles Lakers. You're a destination for stars. You don't become that by treating stars that way, especially LeBron James, the second greatest player in NBA history. It's not going to happen.
They have to consider it.
That's not a consideration.
Well,
that is not. If LeBron James is not with the Los Angeles Lakers next year, it's because he doesn't want to be, and he's making that choice. And then the organization is acquiescing to them. I don't know if that's what he's thinking, but I will tell you this: after hearing that soundbite post game, I had angst. As a Lakers fan, that might have been the first time where I saw it and said, LeBron James might actually leave.
Yeah,
like he's seeing the same thing that we're seeing. If you're LeBron James, can this organization put enough around you to take advantage of the next couple of years that you have of basketball?
I'm Kevin Winter. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to the NBA playoffs on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app presented by Indeed. Time now to answer tonight's Dell Trivia question. 3 instances in the history of the 4 major sports where father and son have played in the league at the same time. Happened twice in baseball, once in hockey. Ken Griffey and Ken Griffey Jr., Gordy, Mark, and Marty Howe. And the other one from baseball, Sean Kelly and Corey Alexander, Tim Raines and Tim Raines Jr. Back to you guys in Madison Square Garden.
I should have known that one. Tim Raines was one of my guys.
Rock.
Steal bases like crazy. Ricky Henderson, Tim Raines, they were all my type of guys right there. Guys who get that good lead at first and just sprint down the second.
You got 2 out of 3, though.
I got 2. I thought it was Gordie Howe.
You told me when you were with somebody else here recently, you finally ended your streak.
My guy Mike Martino was in studio. My guy Kevin Winters actually played me a victory song. I mean, it was a glorious day.
It was a big moment. It's a 20-5 quarter right now in favor of New York. And off the inbound, we immediately have a whistle here as we bring it back inside Madison Square Garden. 5:34 to go in the first half. New York leading 37-31. And again, you better bring your lunch pail coming through the paint tonight, folks. That's where the collision occurred, and Robinson picks up his second on New York.
However, the playoffs have been called differently than the regular season.
Seal inside, pass to Amini, missed a point-blank baby hook. Saved, though, by the Sixers. Around she goes to the left corner. Back up top, 2 passes to Harris for a 3. No. The 2 trying to get to the rebound. Deflects it out of bounds.
And I like the difference between the two. I believe that what has happened in these playoffs is really what we should see more of during the regular season. I believe this is the medium ground, the balance between the way the game used to be played and the way the game is played now.
Brunson picks it up and scores off the dribble. A deep right-wing mid-range jumper for Brunson. Give him a dozen.
And that's also the way the game used to be played. Dominate the mid-range. When the Knicks were at their best in '99, it was guys like Allen Houston and Latrell Sprewell that did it for the Orange and Blue.
Now our biggest lead now for New York, 39-31. Maxey peels away from the foul line, finds Embiid straight away for a triple. Joel Embiid, who had only made 1 field goal prior, knocks down the 3.
But he's so dangerous from the top of the key. That's his spot. Always know you can find him hanging out there if he's not involved in the action.
Robinson went down, lost his shoe. Wing left jumper, no good from Hart. 39-34 New York. Robinson got that flat tire fixed. Embiid takes him right down the lane. Offensive foul. Embiid trucking Robinson and turning it over.
If I'm Nick Nurse, I'm absolutely challenging that. There's no way possible that that's an offense. I mean, that's offensive foul. As he goes to his bench to see, and has not given the signal that he's going to challenge it. There it is. That's the signal. You have to challenge that one. Embiid already playing with 2 fouls. That would be his 3rd. And it's so difficult to be able to draw an offensive foul on an angle like that. I'd be shocked if this one doesn't come away.
Philadelphia Southern ruling of an offensive foul.
So 39-34. We stopped play at 4:17 to go in the half. And we'll see where you stand here on the review.
Well, I mean, if you look at it, now that I see the replay, as the arms of Embiid go over the shoulders and he makes contact with Robinson, that may be where the offensive foul is. So now that I see on the replay, because there was no way that Mitchell Robinson could slide quick enough to get in front of Embiid and get in the legal guarding position. But I believe the offensive foul will be on where the elbows come above the shoulders and contact Mitchell Robinson in the face. That would be the offensive foul.
Your friend, your brother, frankly, Monty Williams, would always say, Coach Thibodeau never lies.
Coach Thibodeau does not lie. Pop used to call it a truth machine. We'd be in practice.
Following review, the call on the floor stands and is an offensive foul. The defender was in a legal guarding position, and the offensive dribbler went through his space. It's an offensive foul.
Well, my guy James Capers says went through his space. He actually meant went through his face, because that's how where the contact was created with Joel Embiid bringing the elbows up, getting to Mitchell Robinson's chin. And they got that right. That's the right call, and that's going to be foul number 3 on Embiid.
There's starting to be some significant cracks now in Philadelphia's chances in this game.
But Embiid staying on the floor, though.
Okay.
So Nick Nurse going to trust him with those 3 fouls to stay out there.
He's He's 2 for 9 from the field, the 3 fouls. We'll see how he defends here. He's kind of patrolling the edges of the lane right now. Brunson, top of the arc for New York, up by 5. Brunson fakes the crossover, spins, blind pass up top to McBride, driving kick back to Brunson, angle left 3. Good. Brunson now leads all scorers with 15.
But we knew it was only a matter of time before the Knicks found a rhythm here on their home floor on the offensive end. It was a struggle in the first quarter, but they've gotten it going here in the second.
Maxey driving, kick to Lowry, left wing. Quick touch pass to Embiid, loping down the lane. Body's falling down. Embiid throws over the top, caught wing right by Maxey, and he's run into by Brunson. 5 on the shot clock when Brunson couldn't hit the brakes.
But you saw Embiid when he was attacking the basket. You see McBride waiting for him, ready to take the charge to put the pressure on the officials right there to make a call on that play. Embiid has to watch the chances that he takes here with those 3 fouls.
Ball deflected in the backcourt. Embiid to retrieve it, gives it to Lowry. Around the Embiid screen. Lowry freezes halfway down the lane. 2 passes out to Maxey. Drive and kick. Lowry, left wing 3. In and out, no good. Just went halfway in and rounded out. Cleared by Anunoby and the Knicks. 42-34 New York. 3:10 to go in the half. Anunoby drives it to the nail, to the broken line. Lost the handle, picked it back up. Saves to Brunson between the rings. 9 to shoot. To a slipping Hartenstein down the lane. Fouled on a layup attempt off the catch. Lowry found himself in a bad spot and has to foul Hartenstein and send the 7-footer to the free throw line.
It's a good foul by Kyle Lowry, not allowing Hartenstein to just dunk the basketball. But even better cut by Hartenstein to be able to get to the rim. And a beautiful find to put him in scoring position.
So you mentioned your connection with Rick Brunson.
Yes.
What about this building? When you walk back into this building, what do you start thinking about?
Well, a number of things. As a coach at Oak Hill, won a national championship here in 2016, but more importantly, as a player in 1992, winning an NIT championship on this floor. But I can tell you right now, this is one of the places where you picked out your best outfit to come play.
Show, the Mecca. Into the right corner, no. Wave off the pass. That ball was trying to be saved from going out of bounds by Embiid. He stepped on the baseline. That's a 6th turnover now for Philadelphia.
And things have gone awry for the Philadelphia 76ers. Only 6 points for them. 10 points for them here in this second quarter.
Largest lead now for New York at 10, 44-34. Brunson bounce pass Anunoby. Immediately darts from the left wing into the paint. They surround him. He somehow saves it to Hart. Underneath the Hartenstein missed a dunk out of the dunker spot. Loose ball ahead for Harris. Harris drives across the lane, throws wing left. Maxey pump fake from 3. Drives on Hart, lays it up and in.
That was actually a strong block by Joel Embiid, not allowing Hartenstein to dunk that basketball. Hartenstein challenges Embiid, knowing that he has 3 fouls, but Embiid standing up to the test, coming away with the clean block.
44-36. Brunson around the left angle screen. Hard drive to the foul line. Dumps the corner right. Hard for 3. No good. Off the fingers of Harris. Off Anunoby. Back to Harris. Harris on the break with Maxey. Maxey handling now on the right wing. Backs it out to Lowry. Chest pass to Batum. Up top for 3. Traby in. Batum with a big 3 for the Sixers to make it 44-39.
And a little bit of a spark for the Sixers now, started by the block shot by Embiid. And just like that, you got 5 quick points to make it a 5-point game.
Minute 23 to go in the half. Brunson flips it to the right front court. McBride waits for Brunson to come take it from him. Throws out of a double to McBride. Squares, shoots. Up top. Bingo for 3. Another big triple for Miles McBride. And the lead is 8.
McBride, just a testament to the development here in the New York Knicks organization, has grown so much as a player.
Lowry knocked down Brunson. Flips it to Embiid. Elbow right. Pivots 360. Holds it his waistband. Step back off the left-handed dribble. Shoots. Got the members bounce and knocked it down. Embiid's got 8.
Unfair for a guy that size to have that soft a touch and to be that special on the offensive end of the floor.
44 seconds remaining in the period. 47-41 New York. Brunson for the right wing. Gets under the goal. Flips it out up top to Hart. Squares. Fires up top. Short. Long rebound. Gathered in by Embiid.
Still a great 2-for-1 opportunity.
To Lowry. Straight away for 3. No good. Tried to induce some contact, didn't get it. Rebound, New York. McBride can't get a look for a 2-for-1. Peels off front court left. 14 to shoot. Shot clock, game clock, about 3.5 seconds apart from one another. Brunson takes the ball, has it between the circles, throws out a 2 to Hart at the foul line. Turns, shoots a leaner, and scores from the broken line with 8 seconds to go. So Max will get a last look here to half court, over a double drag, darts to his right, sprints to the rim, lays it up, high off the glass, on the rim, and in as the horn sounds to end the first half. Maxey beats that buzzer and cuts it to 6.
And the Sixers found a little bit of a rhythm at the end of that second quarter, got things going for them offensively, cutting the lead down to 6. But can they continue to do that coming out of this third quarter the same way that the Knicks did starting off the second?
15 for Brunson. He leads the New York Knicks. Maxey now has 15 with that last second make. He leads Philadelphia. A little tighter than we thought it might be going to the break, thanks to a push at the end by Philadelphia here in Game 5. New York 49, Philadelphia 43 at the end of the first half. And with that, we are ready to send it to Kevin Winter in the studio with the AutoZone halftime report.
Sean and Corey, AutoZone, free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes AutoZone America's #1 battery destination. To get in the zone, AutoZone. From a Sixer media member who I follow on social media, on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. How many quarters from hell have the Sixers had over the last 7 years? That's a good question. Sixers got outscored 32-17 in that second quarter, and thus the Knicks, after trailing by as many as 9, now lead by 6, 49-43. Up next on the AutoZone halftime report, we take a trip around the NBA. Cleveland and Orlando are underway in their Game 5 in Cleveland. We'll look ahead to Game 5 between the Bucks and the Pacers. No Giannis, no Dame for Milwaukee later on tonight. And we'll check in on the other series tomorrow. Both significant injuries for the Celtics and the Clippers. It's all coming up on the AutoZone halftime report. Next by 6, 49-43 in Game 5. This is the NBA playoffs on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app.
Evan, Canty, and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
Do you remember 3 years ago when we actually thought it was a debate on who the best big man in the league was, whether it was Embiid or Jokic? Mm-hmm. And just think about where we're at now and how laughable that is, because Nikola Jokic is always there. He's always available. He doesn't have the splash plays that Joel Embiid is capable of making. But you know what Jokic is going to do?
He's going to be there.
Unsportsmanlike. Weekday morning starting at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN2.
He's outrageous and usually off base, I might add, but I love him anyways. That's why I sit across from the Mad Dog, Christopher Mad Dog Russo, every Wednesday to set him straight. First Take starts at 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN.
Tomorrow on ESPN Radio.
Steps left, 3, bang, 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 bang. Luka Doncic.
Locked up at 2 games each. The Dallas Mavs and the Los Angeles Clippers return to L.A. for a pivotal Game 5.
Dribbles to his right, pull-up jumper is good. A clutch shot by Kawhi.
We don't quit, we won't quit. We're going to continue to keep fighting.
Game 5 of the Clippers and Mavs. Coverage begins tomorrow at 9:30 Eastern with tip-off at 10 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on SiriusXM Channel 80. Presented by Indeed. This is Freddie and Harry on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
No problem, LeBron James or Steph Curry or Kevin Durant. That sunshine that you're used to, that sunshine has moved on to somebody else. Oh, you get a little burn here and there. But the changing of the guard in the NBA, it's not arrived. It's here. And it's here to stay. The NBA's future is in great hands. Old heads, step aside.
Check out more from Freddie and Harry weekdays at 3 Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. This is the NBA playoffs on ESPN Radio.
Kevin Winter with you inside our Granger studio for the AutoZone halftime report. Knicks, 32-point second quarter. They have a 32-17 lead over the Philadelphia 76ers as they try to close out the series in 5. Second half coming up. Meantime, there's a Game 5 in Orlando. It's going to be in Cleveland right now between the Magic and the Cavs. No Jarrett Allen for Cleveland. He's got a rib injury. Series is tied 2-2. Allen is out. Big loss there. But the Cavs have opened up a quick 13-6 lead. Game 5 is tonight. Game 6 will be coming your way on Friday night. It's a matter of what television station will be on, what network. Could be on ESPN. Should the Celtics and the Heat finish up tomorrow? There is no Giannis there is no Kristaps Porzingis for the Boston Celtics tomorrow night. In fact, he's going to be out likely several games. He has a calf strain, very similar to what Giannis suffered. ESPN's Michael Wilbon and the Celtics without Porzingis.
Look, they're not beating Denver without Kristaps Porzingis healthy and in full participation. They might not beat Minnesota without that, especially with Minnesota's size. And I don't know that they could beat the Knicks without Porzingis.
Let's see what happens. Boston would get the winner between Orlando and Cleveland. Maybe that dream matchup of the Knicks Celtics. See what happens there. Boston and Miami tomorrow night. It's game number 5. Game 5 tonight in Milwaukee for the Bucks and the Pacers. No Giannis, no Dame. Milwaukee sees it on the line without their top 2 scorers. Gave you this nugget prior to game 4 on Sunday. In the history of the NBA, there are now 13 times a team has played a game without its top 2 scorers in a regular season. Those teams are now 0-13. Milwaukee hopes it's not 0-14. We have game 5 tomorrow night for the Mavericks and the Clippers. No Kawhi Leonard. He is out with the calf, with his right knee injury. Still missing some time. Missed 8 games during the final regular season stretch. Missed game 1 of the series. Played in back-to-back games. Did not answer the bell on Sunday when the Clippers picked up the victory. Story coming out of last night for the NBA. LeBron James and the Lakers eliminated.
Tonight, was there any thought at all that, this could have been your last game with the Lakers?
I'm not going to answer that. Appreciate it.
That is LeBron James last night. He can opt out of his contract. ESPN NBA analyst Austin Rivers on his thoughts.
Anything's possible. We've seen that before with him. I don't think he's going anywhere.
Okay.
Just from the standpoint of the Lakers aren't far away. They might not be a championship team right now, but you even alluded to a point earlier. You said that they led most of the series in minutes. Right. This is a team that was highly competitive throughout the series. No, they didn't close. No, they don't have the team to win a championship or compete with the likes of a Minnesota or OKC, but they're not far off, and there are other assets this summer that might become available. Like you said, he's going to probably opt out, restructure his deal. Bronny's there. He's made this as a lifestyle choice. He said that before he came to Los Angeles, that he's done everything he's wanted to do. So this was strictly a lifestyle choice. He's in Los Angeles. His family's rooted here.
Right.
It's the Laker town. I don't see him leaving. I really don't.
LeBron James can opt out of his contract, as Austin alluded to. We'll see what happens. LeBron just completed year number 21 in his NBA Hall of Fame career. Kevin Winter with you inside our Granger studio. Up next on the AutoZone Halftime Report, we look back to the first half. Strong opening quarter for the Sixers. Second quarter was a lot less to be desired. Knicks by 6 at the break. You're listening to the NBA playoffs on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
The Hoop Collective Podcast.
Well, yeah, Embiid had 21. He made 19.
Yes.
Which is good.
That's not bad.
I'm telling you, some of those threes he threw in there, he was shooting 25-foot shots and raining them in.
I've said for a long time, Joel Embiid is Kevin Durant plus 80 pounds. It is unbelievable what this guy can do when he gets cooking.
The Hoop Collective Podcast. Listen on the ESPN app or wherever you listen to podcasts.
I'm Clinton Yates, host of the podcast ESPN Daily. Every weekday morning, I'll bring you the best sports story you'll hear all day. Today on ESPN Daily, Adrian Wojnarowski profiles Jazz GM Justin Zanuck and the courageous health battle he has fought alongside his family. That's ESPN Daily. Follow us and listen wherever you get good podcasts.
It's done. Connor McDavid! It's not free! The goal of the year. Part of the past. The celebrations. Forgotten. The history.
Vegas Golden Knights.
History. We're back to a blank slate. Clean ice. All that matters now is what happens next. The Stanley Cup playoffs continue on ESPN, ABC, and ESPN+.
There's nothing you can do to prepare yourself.
Round 1 of chemotherapy. I'm going to fight it. I'm going to survive. There's no way I'm going to let this take over me.
Cancer doesn't care what you look like, who you are.
It may not save my life. It may save my children's life. It may save someone you love.
Live. fight like hell. And when you get too tired to fight, let somebody else fight for you.
Lives that's been saved. Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Visit v.org/donate.
Evan, Canty, and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
I had this situation once. I had an ex-boyfriend, and he comes over to my house, and he's like, oh, so-and-so is getting divorced. And I said, what? This is his best friend his entire life. And I said, what? Why? What happened? And he goes, oh, I don't know. I didn't ask. I go, what do you mean you didn't ask? How can you not ask? You need to know, A, what happened so that you can effectively support your friend.
Unsportsmanlike. Weekday mornings starting at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN2.
Welcome to the best seat in your house.
Say cheese.
The one with MLB superstars, super teams, and super fans. Where fresh talent shows out, bats and scripts get flipped, and mics get dropped on the regular.
Yeah, that was fun. Y'all might need to come around more.
Welcome to the show. Sunday Night Baseball. Sunday at 7 Eastern all season long on ESPN.
NBA playoffs on ESPN Radio.
Kevin Orchard with you inside of Granger Studio on the AutoZone halftime report. Knicks trailed the Sixers 26-17 at the end of one. Second quarter was a different story.
Gets in the paint, backs it out. Up top, Anunoby strokes a three-pointer from downtown. Ties the game at 28. It's a 9-0 run now for New York. Brunson top of the arc for New York, up by 5. Brunson fakes the crossover, spins, blind pass up top to McBride, driving kick back to Brunson, angle left 3. Good. Brunson now leads all scorers with 15.
Jalen Brunson, 15. Tyrese Maxey with a buzzer-beating layup. He's got 15. Knicks with a 6-point lead. Second half comes your way next from Madison Square Garden. This is the NBA playoffs on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
What's happening? It's Q Myers from Game Night here on ESPN Radio. Coming up on the show tonight, the Knicks and the Pacers. They have chances to close out their series. Will they get it done? Or will the Sixers and the Bucks live to see Game 6? Plus, we'll start to look at NFL teams post-draft and where they stack up. Join me, Q Myers, and Jonathan Zaslow for Game Night following Knicks and 76ers on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
The United Football League.
Let's ball out, baby! This atmosphere, this crowd, these teams, electric.
How can you not love the access?
Expect the unexpected, because you don't know what's going to happen.
A lot of razzle-dazzle.
It's mayhem!
Another nail-biter.
Build him the statue right now!
How can you not love the United Football League?
Week 6 of the UFL. The Birmingham Stallions versus the Memphis Showboats. Saturday at noon Eastern on ABC.
What's wrong? My travel rewards card didn't earn enough miles for my vacation. Are you crying? Are you crying because of that other credit card? Uh-huh. Well, switch to the Capital One Venture card. Venture lets you redeem miles on any travel purchase. Really? Yep, and you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every single day. The Capital One Venture card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
For the ones who work hard to ensure their crew can always go the extra mile, and the ones who get in early so everyone can go home on time, there's Grainger, offering professional-grade supplies backed by product experts so you can quickly and easily find what you need. Plus, you can count on access to a committed team ready to go the extra mile for you. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Around here at Wrangler, we are all excited for spring. The longer days, the warmer nights. When you've got your pick of shorts and jeans, either works just fine. Because comfort keeps us going. So grab your family, your friends, and your Wrangler layers for some fresh air adventures together. Blue skies, open roads. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
That's the ease at which you get information. You want it, you get it. Like that. Ask your phone. Group chat. Smartphone. You're always connected and informed in real time. No waiting. So if you're diabetic and still using finger sticks to read your blood sugar, what are you waiting for? Knowing your blood sugar levels instantly is important for managing diabetes. Call US Med at 888-665-0696. To learn more about continuous glucose monitors, a real-time instant method to track your blood glucose, US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 1,000 private insurers. And the best part? Call 888-665-0696 and we'll give you a free insurance benefits check today. So call 888-665-0696 today. That's 888-665-0696 and manage your diabetes as easy as...
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. Find the Children is a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted car. Call 1-800-294-0222. You'll receive the maximum tax deduction, and we provide fast, free pickup. Call 1-800-294-0222. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Call 1-800-294-0222. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
This is the NBA playoffs on ESPN Radio.
I'm Kevin Richard. That'll do it for us on the AutoZone halftime report. A 32-17 quarter for the Knicks. Jalen Brunson scored or assisted on 18 of the 32 points. He came alive. So did the Knicks. 6-point lead for New York. Back to Madison Square Garden the start of the second half with Corey Alexander. Here's Sean Kelly.
Kevin, thank you very much. Philadelphia is 0-17 all-time when trailing in a playoff series 3-1. They are down 6 here at the break in a closeout game. If they are to stay alive and buck the trend that they have not been able to overcome, they're going to have to do what, Corey Alexander?
They're going to have to establish Joel Embiid, who only 3 of 10 from the field right now, 8 points for Embiid. He is going to have to be the MVP that he's been for the last season and a half, but he's not healthy in comparison to what he has been there. So if they can find a way to establish Joel Embiid and allow him to put that pressure on the Knicks defense, they still have a chance here to come away with the win.
Meanwhile, New York scored just 17 points in the first quarter. They end up shooting 51% for the half and put 32 on the board in the second quarter to grab this lead, leading by as many as 10. Obviously, Brunson has something to do with that.
Brunson has something to do with it, but it was his friends that he got help from that allowed him to be able to establish that rhythm. Everyone struggled in the first quarter except for that stretch where they went 7 for 7 in the middle of the quarter. But to come out and start the second quarter, you think about with the production from Deuce McBride knocking down threes, OG Anunoby getting going, Dante DiVincenzo, Josh Hart, everyone getting involved in the action, even Mitchell Robinson with the alley-oop slam off the beautiful find from Josh Hart. So the Knicks got production from everyone, but of course their leader, Jalen Brunson, with 15 points.
The last time the Knicks led a series 3-1 was 1973, the same year as their last NBA title.
Great year, 73, by the way. You already know.
I already know.
There you go. You know.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
The world's
probably around the same time.
The world's a better place.
The world. I mean, I agree. June 1973.
Yes.
Come on, man. Knicks win a world championship, and I was born. I mean, how can you beat that month?
Hard to put one above the other.
No, I agree.
See? We're underway in the third. New York has the first touch. They'll shoot to the end to our right in the Blues. The blue-on-blue pinstripe for New York tonight. Sidearm pass to the right wing. Brunson off the catch. Launches a three. No good.
Brunson turned his ankle on that play.
Yep.
Can't be getting back down the floor.
Hitching his giddy up. Trying to get full stride again. He'll go pick up Lowry defensively on the left low post. Meanwhile, Maxey out between the rings. Guarded with some space by Josh Hart. Flaring is Embiid to catch on the near side of the lane. They'll double him. Throw it out to Maxey. Tyrese drives the vacuum down the lane. Denied at the rim. Hart got a shot block on a layup attempt. Some slick spots down there. DiVincenzo the other end fires a three. Broken floor. Anunoby with the rebound. Shoots for three up top. Missed that. Rebound by Embiid, and we're starting just kind of like we did in the first quarter. Not much going in.
But you see the first play for Philadelphia to try to get Joel Embiid the ball on the post. Nick Nurse trying to get him established early here to see if he can carry them through this third quarter.
Embiid gives it up to Maxey at the top, fumbling the ball to the right wing, somehow saving us Harris. Leaves it inside. Oubre denied at the rim by Hartenstein. There is contact of an illegal nature. Foul on Hartenstein. Stops it with 3.1 on the shot clock.
And we've seen a couple guys already get a little dinged up here to start this third quarter. Josh Hart kind of laboring around, trying to nurse something on his body. Jalen Brunson now retying his left shoe. Seems as though he landed on someone's foot when he took that three on an earlier possession.
You didn't see the news earlier today. Bojan Bogdanovic is already done for the year. He'll have surgical procedures on upper and lower body extremities. It's going to be a war of attrition, if you will, as these playoff series progress. The winner of this matchup gets the winner of the Milwaukee-Indiana series. And eventually someone's going to have to run into Boston, who seems to be ready to pull away from Miami in round one. Hartenstein up top. Anunoby dribbles over the top of the arc, 49-45. 2 free throws made at the other end. Handed off, Anunoby drives the right slot, stripped clean by Harris. Harris will bring it up. He'll peel off, wait for some friends on the right sideline. Puts his back to DiVincenzo on the goal. Spins back toward the rim. Up and under, and scores point blank. The bunny's good, right of the rim. Tom Thibodeau does not like the way his team has started, especially at the defensive end. It's now a 2-point game.
Dante DiVincenzo with those 3 fouls. Smart play by Tobias Harris to go right to him, go right at him, get him to the block. And an easy bucket. Of course, Tibbs doesn't like that.
All right, so it was a 6-point deficit, now down to 2. Timeout, New York. We step aside early third. 10:18 on the clock. It is New York 49, Philadelphia 47. You're listening to the NBA playoffs on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app, presented by Indeed.
I'm Clinton Yates, host of the podcast ESPN Daily. Every weekday morning, I'll bring you the best sports story you'll hear all day. Today on ESPN Daily, Adrian Wojnarowski profiles Jazz GM Justin Zanuck and the courageous health battle he has fought alongside his family. That's ESPN Daily. Follow us and listen wherever you get good podcasts.
The Hoop Collective Podcast.
Yeah, Embiid had 21 and he made 19.
Joel Embiid is Kevin Durant plus 80 pounds. It is unbelievable what this guy can do.
The Hoop Collective Podcast. Listen on the ESPN app or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Hi, I found a toy dinosaur over on the playground by Smith Street. It had this phone number on it, and, well, I just wanted to make sure the dinosaur made it back to its little owner.
When I found the little sippy cup, I just had to give you a call. It's for a kid, you know?
I know my son gets super attached to the smallest things, even a fire truck, and I'd be happy to drop it off.
We'd do anything for kids, yet 1 in 6 children in the U.S. struggle with hunger. Help end childhood hunger near you. Learn how at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Kevin Winter with you. Time for tonight's player resume, but I'm calling an audible on it. It's our player resume brought to you by Indeed. Hiring this year, visit Indeed.com/credit. We're really going to call it the coaching resume. This goes for Chris Finch, the head coach of the Minnesota Timberwolves. He's been in that position since 2021. The only head coaching job he's had. Sources say he's going to undergo knee surgery after that collision that he had late in the fourth quarter of Game 4 on Sunday night when the Timberwolves swept. The team is hoping that he'll be able to fly to Denver for Game 1 on Saturday night, but he's going to have to keep his knee elevated and immobilized. Sean Kelly, Corey Alexander, back to you.
A ruptured patellar tendon. That is no joke, and all our best to Chris Finch, one of our favorites to be around.
It's such an unfortunate situation, and let me tell everyone out there that's listening, that is a big deal. If he cannot be there on the sidelines, that is a huge ordeal. We talk about players being missing because of injuries, etc. The NBA in the playoffs, coaching is so important. To be able to have Coach Finch on that sideline will be great for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
They have advanced to round number 2. New York can do so tonight here in front of their home crowd. They have the ball out of a New York timeout. 10-10 to go in the third. 2-point lead now for New York, though. Brunson on the dribble to the top of the arc. Run by Harris. Works it between the legs once, twice, thrice. Crossover again. Left hand to the broken line. Spin, shoots. Wow. Wow. He's so good. 17 for Jalen Brunson.
But that's just being able to play one-on-one in the park without a dribble limit, by the way, because he took about 15 to 16 to get that shot off.
Beat it dead into the boards. Nice gift from the high post. Embiid hits a slashing Maxey for a lay-in.
And I know Maxey's great with his finishes. I'm waiting to see him just take off and dunk that like he used to in high school.
there's no doubt he's the fastest guy on this floor. If not, as you said, the league maybe?
Yeah, he's up there.
Oh. Brunson, top of the arc. Right-hand dribble crossover. And a double induces a kick ball by Maxey. MLS would be proud. That went all the way to the other end of the floor. No play by Celebrity Row on the near side.
No. You can't mess up your drip over there. No way. Mess up your outfit over there by reaching for a loose ball?
It is thick over in the celebrity section tonight. Brunson off the inbound, front court left. Pushes it with a chest pass to Hart. Drives to the right elbow. Walled off. Took a hit in the eye. And a delayed whistle here. Someone called a patient whistle. And
but who's that foul on? If that's on Embiid, that's going to be 4. Do they get Kyle Lowry?
Okay. Yeah, Lowry's third. You're right, partner, though. Embiid was in the neighborhood.
Yeah, Embiid was right there. And he was putting his hands up as to say, that foul's not on me.
Off the inbound, DiVincenzo uses an angle screen. Jump pass off the free throw line, way right for Anunoby, and he put a foot down on the sideline as he made contact with the ball. Turnover, New York.
Is that the 4th turnover already for New York in this third quarter?
It's at least the 3rd. We're efforting. 51-49 Knicks. 9 minutes to go in the third quarter. An important one here for Philly to stay alive in this series. We're down 6 to start the period. Maxey off the high middle screen, goes left of it. Embiid stayed put, catches after the screen. Bounce pass to a flaring Maxey. Jab step, jumper, a long 2, good off the right wing.
Tyrese Maxey's here to play right now. That 2 ties it up at 51. And we talked about the momentum of the Sixers going into the half. They've carried that over into this third quarter and tied the basketball game.
19 for Maxey. That's 8 straight postseason games for Maxey with at least 15 points. Hartenstein dribbles the left wing, shovels to Hart, pushes it to Brunson up top quickly here. Freezes, shoots for a 3. That's an air ball, and Oubre indicates we're going the other way. He was the primary defender.
Not something you see often from Jalen Brunson, shooting an air ball, especially off the bounce, where he's been so dangerous throughout these playoffs thus far. But we got to remember, these minutes are starting to add up for not just Jalen Brunson, but all of these Knicks. Josh Hart, Dante DiVincenzo as well.
Maxey drives the right slot, lays it up high off the glass, give him 21, and New York needs another timeout.
Right now, Tyrese Maxey running around, almost celebrating as though he's at home as he goes over to have a conversation with James Capers, wanting some contact in the free throw on that last possession.
Maxey has tied the game and now given Philly the lead back as New York stops play with 8:09 to go in the third quarter. 76ers 53, Knicks 51. This is the NBA playoffs on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app, presented by Indeed.
Now your ideas don't have to wait. Now they have everything they need to come to life. Dell Technologies and Intel are creating technology that loves ideas, loves expanding your business, evolving your passions. We push what technology can do, so great ideas can happen right now. Find out how to bring your ideas to life at Dell.com. Welcome to Now.
Hey, are you having a hard time dealing with high-interest credit card debt? It's normal, and a SoFi personal loan could help you save thousands by consolidating your DEBT to one low fixed monthly payment. You could get $5,000 to $100,000 as soon as the same day you sign, with no fees required. It only takes 60 seconds to view your rate, and it won't affect your credit score. View your rate at SoFi.com/paid-off. Loans originated by SoFi Bank N.A. Member FDIC. Terms and conditions at SoFi.com/paid-off. NMLS 696891.
Whether it's baseball season, basketball playoffs, or hockey playoffs, experience it live this spring with Vivid Seats. With one of the most reliable rewards programs in the business, Vivid Seats makes it easy to score great deals on great seats with a 100% buyer guarantee. Plus, with Vivid Seats rewards, you can earn with every ticket purchase, including surprise seat upgrades, birthday discounts, free tickets, and more. Just visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
The NBA app is everyone's app. Every fan of every team.
Oh, my goodness.
Everyone who follows LeBron, Tatum, and Embiid in the app. Every warrior who's ready to go to battle over three-point percentages. Every streetwear king who's here for the tunnel fits. Every young buck, nugget, and grizzly who wants to take a peek behind the scenes of the league. And everyone else on this floating basketball we call Earth. Download the NBA app today. Available in the Google Play, Apple app, and Android stores.
Kevin Richard with you inside our Granger studio. Still to come tonight, Bucks and the Pacers. It is game 2 of the national television doubleheader. Milwaukee trails 3-1 in the series. Bucks will be without Damian Lillard and without Giannis Antetokounmpo tonight. Update in Cleveland. Cavaliers led by 11 at the end of 1. They're currently up 37-27. Donovan Mitchell has a good night going. So does Darius Garland. Series tied 2-2. Winner will have the advantage before they go back to Orlando on Friday night. 37-28. Cavs by 9. Sending back to Madison Square Garden with Corey Alexander. Here's Sean Kelly.
Just to make our guy Kevin Winter proud, and we knew that we were working with K-Dub tonight, right?
Uh-huh.
I did check the line. ESPN bet. Knicks minus 4.5. I don't ever do that, but if I know I'm working with K-Dub, I kind of check those things. It's a thing.
Yeah, I get that. And even though I'm working with K-Dub, I don't know how any of that works, and I don't understand it, which means that I'll never check and don't care to. I'll rely on you guys for that type of information. And more importantly, I'll rely on our guy K-Dub for that.
Indeed. So, with that being said, it's a 10-2 run for Philadelphia, who's taking the lead back here in the third, 53-51. 8 minutes to go in the period. New York's burned 2 timeouts in this quarter. And surrendering what was a 6-point lead, and an offensive foul against New York, and an illegal screen by Hartenstein up top.
Give Kelly Oubre a lot of credit trying to fight through that screen. If you just lay on the screen as a defender, you never get that call. You only get it when you continue to play with effort and try to fight through that screen, forcing the big normally to hit you with some extra contact and get that illegal screen.
Into Harris in the left corner. Pitch it out to Lowry on the same wing. Guarded up by Anunoby. Right above the break. Rolls it across the top. Maxey freezes, lost the handle, got it back. One to shoot up top. Harris for a deep 3, too strong. And DiVincenzo will track it down. New York gets a stop. DiVincenzo plays catch with Hartenstein at the top of the floor. Dante flips it to the right wing, and Anunoby quickly sends it around. And through DiVincenzo, it finds Brunson in the center jump circle. Darts to his left, curls on a backdoor cut to Hart, reverse layup, good, and 1. Lowry did everything he could. Hart's too strong, and a reverse layup and a possible old-fashioned three-point play.
I have to see a replay of that one, because from this angle, it almost looks as though Jalen Brunson threw the basketball between the defender's legs. Oh, it was between the Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid both kicking out their feet to try to deflect that pass. However, to no avail, Josh Hart was able to finish the reverse layup and the three-point play.
His free throw goes through to make it 54-53 New York. 7:12 to go in the third quarter. Closeout game here in this first-round matchup. Maxey front court left-hand dribble. Drives, dishes around the defender to Embiid. He'll shoot and score at the free throw line off the catch.
Looks as though the Knicks are trying to ice that screen and roll and basically keep Maxey on one side of the floor. Embiid finding the open spot and gets the mid-range jumper to go down.
Gives him a double-double. 10 points, 10 rebounds for Embiid. He has 39 career postseason double-doubles, and Brunson induces contact in the lane.
And Embiid taking exception early. It looks as though that's going to... They're going to get Oubre for that foul.
Yeah. Little hip check here in the home of the Rangers. And Brunson will go to the line to shoot 2. Brunson's yet to knock down a free throw, Corey Alexander.
Yes, he missed 2 on an earlier possession in the first half, which is shocking. The guy very reliable at the free throw stripe makes the first one here.
So that's 3 team fouls now on Philly in the period. Tied at 55 with that first free throw going in for Jalen Brunson. We haven't seen Mitchell Robinson here in the third quarter as of yet. Remember, that ankle's a little tender maybe.
But Hartenstein staying out of foul trouble. So, of course, Tom Thibodeau will give him as many minutes as he possibly can as long as he can stay on the floor. And preserve his fouls defending Embiid.
Pair of free throws down for Brunson. Give him 19. The lead back to the Knicks. It's 56-55. Off the high middle screen. Maxey working with Embiid. Maxey falling down. Flips it out to a popping Embiid. Rumbles into contact. Shoots, scores, and a foul on Hartenstein.
But now, let me ask you this, Sean Kelly.
Yes, sir.
What's the difference between that play and the play where Embiid was called on an offensive foul on the other end against Mitchell Robinson? The elbows still go up. I don't see much difference other than the fact that Embiid doesn't make contact. I don't see much difference on that play.
I'm trying to give you like a hairline analysis here because it's that slight in difference.
It is slight in difference, just like hairlines. The difference in mine and when I was age 20 in comparison to age 50. It's a major difference, by the way.
It's a sunroof thing I've got working right now. Not cool.
I'm glad you mentioned it. I wasn't going to.
Yeah, thank you. Into Hart, corner left. Jab step with the right foot. 5 on the shot clock. Hart dribbles to the broken line. Pivot, shoots on the fade. Ooh, in and out, no good. Rebound, Philadelphia, up by 2. Sixers trying to force a game 6. Off the high middle screen. It's Harris on the bounce here. Picks it up below the left elbow. Gives to Embiid. A little give and go, and he missed him. Embiid threw it out of bounds, trying to lead Harris to the cup. Out of bounds, New York ball.
And Embiid upset with himself because he led him just a little too much, which would have been an easy one for Tobias Harris at the rim.
Tire take the lead. Hart for 3. The lead for the Knicks. Off the right sideline, Hart makes it 59-58.
And we go back to game 1 here on this floor. It was Josh Hart making 3 big threes at the end of the game.
Maxey attacks the rim, and Anunoby. Ball squirts out of bounds. And it's going to be ruled out of bounds. No foul on the play. Oh, a big-time collision. And a swat from behind here by DiVincenzo.
But Maxey was going to dunk that one, no question about it. He saw Anunoby coming over, and it was actually DiVincenzo, as you mentioned, who got that block shot because he was going to challenge Anunoby at the rim.
Off the baseline, Philly ball, give to Embiid. ISO him on the left side of the lane. Flip it out to Maxey for 3. Woo! Stroked it from the left side.
Tyrese Maxey's having himself a game here. He's not ready for his season to be over, Sean Kelly.
10 field goals, 2 bombs, 24 points. 61-59 Philadelphia. Sixers winning the period. Brunson driving, kick to DiVincenzo. Right sideline 3, can't answer. Hartenstein spikes the rebound to Hart. Hart right side of the lane with his back to the goal. Shovels underhand up top. No shot there. Gives it up to DiVincenzo left wing. Drives on to Brunson up top for a triple. Perfect. He licks his shooting hand going to the other end, and New York leads by 1.
3 opportunities on that possession. We said the key for the Sixers was to be able to hold the Knicks to 1 and done.
8th lead change of the game. 9 to shoot as Embiid backs down Hartenstein. Tries to sling it wing right off the hands of Oubre and out of bounds. Into the Knick bench, and now the tide turning again. Back toward the home team with 4:21 to go.
Another turnover for Embiid, and that pass was intended to find Oubre in the corner. However, Tobias Harris jumped in the way of it. There's a lot of heat on that for Tobias Harris to try to handle.
We're in the third. Knicks with the lead and ball, up by 1. Brunson retreats back to the left front court. Anunoby will screen. He'll shoot as he gave up the screen. Missed for 3. Hartenstein with a one-arm rebound. Draws a loose ball foul.
Another offensive rebound for the New York Knicks. So 3 on the last possession that ended up in a Jalen Brunson 3. And now another where Hartenstein picks up and adds another foul on the tab of the Philadelphia 76ers.
That's 5 on Kyle Lowry. 4th team foul on Philadelphia.
And Kyle's got to be careful right now. A lot of conversation for Nick Booker on the sideline, very animated. And Nick Booker showing restraint. Doesn't want to give Kyle a technical foul at this point of the game.
Some leeway given to the 19-year pro Kyle Lowry, who goes to the bench.
Which is amazing.
Yes.
A guard his size to play 19 years and still be playing at the level he's playing at.
Won a championship in 19 with Toronto. Scoop at the rim, no good. Brunson couldn't finish. Philly on a broken floor. Harris to the broken line. Stops, shoots, missed a 13-footer. Rebounded by New York.
Would much to prefer have seen Tobias Harris challenge Anunoby, make him to guard him at the rim.
Brunson wiggles through traffic, comes out baseline left, keeps the dribble alive along the left sideline, bounce pass to Hart, sends it to DiVincenzo, angle right three, rinsed it. He rinsed it to give the Knicks a 4-point lead. Timeout, Philadelphia.
That all started by Jalen Brunson attacking the rim, forcing Joel Embiid to switch out on him. The double team thereafter by Tyrese Maxey forces everyone to be in rotation. No one rotates to DiVincenzo fast enough, allows him to knock down a big three.
So 7 threes now in the game for New York, leading at 65-61 with 3:22 to play in the third quarter. It started coming out of the locker room with New York up by 6, but Philadelphia strong in the third quarter, grabbed a lead. Then we've gone back and forth. Now the Knicks are trying to build a lead back toward what they had at the start of the frame.
Well, the Knicks had a great offensive second quarter, and they've been able to keep some of their offense going. It was a struggle in the first quarter for the Knicks, but the Sixers had a better first quarter scoring. So now we've seen both teams start to find a rhythm offensively here in this third quarter. It'll come down to who can actually get stops at the crucial moments of time.
It's interesting. The first 4 games of this series, we talked about this, that New York dominated the glass, 61-36. So rebounds are even here tonight. Points in the paint, about even. There are some things that Philadelphia has corrected here in Game 5 of the series.
But what they have not corrected is on the last couple of possessions where the Knicks were able to go get offensive rebounds, turning those into second chance points, namely a big three at the top of the key from Jalen Brunson that gave them the lead back. And that's something where Nick Nurse and his team can't allow that NBA word slippage to be able to happen on the giving up those offensive rebounds, because they feed off of that here in the Garden.
One thing Philadelphia did during the regular season, they got to the line. They led the NBA in free throws made. They only have 6 free throws made, and we're deep in the third quarter tonight. A weave up top. Oubre lost the handle briefly. Now works to his left with a left-hand dribble to the mid-post, to the left block. Spins out of trouble with a pass on a bounce to Embiid above the foul line. 10 to shoot. Embiid guarded closely by Hart. Knocked loose. Embiid got it back. Shoots a desperation fade.
Embiid had more time on the shot clock than he thought on that one, but give the crowd a lot of credit.
Brunson now around the screen by Hartenstein. Picks it up elbow left. Flips it out to Hart. Pushes it to Hartenstein. Mid-post right side. Fumbled it. Stolen by Batum. Ahead to Oubre. Euros to the rim. Lays it up and in. That's a high difficulty on that make. A finish there by Oubre to make it 65-63.
But smart play by Oubre, attacking a smaller Jalen Brunson and smaller Josh Hart, getting to the rim. Although Hartenstein tried to come down with a chase down block.
Brunson off the screen. Pull-up jumper. Missed a 14-footer just off the right high post. Cleared by Batum. Brunson's shot it a lot. He's 9 of 17 thus far. He and Maxey have taken the most shots in the game for their sides. Harris, corner left three. Net didn't even move as it dropped in.
But Tobias Harris is such a better player when he's not thinking. Oftentimes you see him question whether he should take a shot or he should not. When he's just catching and shooting, he's dangerous, especially from the corner.
It's his third 3 of the game. 2 minutes remaining in the period. And Philly up by 1 here with Brunson on the handle. Sends it across the top of the arc. DiVincenzo, shot fake drive, dish in the paint to Hartenstein. Flips it corner left. Anunoby for 3. Has an answer for New York. The lead for the Knicks at 68-66.
The others have stepped up. Jalen Brunson, of course, has been special as he always is, but he's gotten a lot of help from his friends.
Anunoby reached in trying to steal it from Joel Embiid, commits the foul. After the trade with Toronto, OG Anunoby played in 23 games for the Knicks in the regular season. They won 20 of the 23.
It's because you start with his defensive presence. And, of course, he's a guy that can go out and take on the opposing team's best player, whether it's Tyrese Maxey or it's Joel Embiid. He can guard 1 through 5. But more importantly, knocking down those corner threes, being a consistent second scorer to Jalen Brunson. OG Anunoby was the perfect fit for the Knicks.
7-footer Mitchell Robinson in for his first run of the second half, replacing Hartenstein. 68-66 New York. Philly ball. Maxey into the paint. Fumbled it. Saves it. Throws it outside. Payne, a lefty 3. Stroke that. Left at the top of the arc.
Cam Payne has brought that punch off the bench. His second three-point field goal of the evening. And he looks to be inspired to try to keep this season going for the Sixers.
Philly 9 of 26 now from downtown. Catching hard on the left wing, drives into the paint, and freezes to shoot and score. A little 8-footer down for Josh Hart.
You see, it's a Villanova thing. It's not only Jalen Brunson who gets into the paint playing off 2 feet. You see Josh Hart has that same skill set.
70-69. 13th lead change tonight. Maxey gets under the rim on a dribble drive, goes out the paint, wing left, missed it from the same spot. A collision for the rebound, won by Harris. Into the near corner. Maxey for 3. Back iron, no good. Tap on by Batum, but to the Knicks. McBride sends it ahead to Hart. Puts his back to the goal, leaves it in transition. McBride 3, front iron, no. Embiid with the rebound. Will bring it up himself along the right sideline.
And right now, if you're Embiid, you want ISO action. If they bring a help defender over Jalen Brunson, he wants to play one-on-one against Mitchell Robinson.
Embiid faces up, wing right on Robinson. Puts it behind his back to Batum for a 3 out of the corner. No. Rebound tip to Hart. 10 seconds left in the period. Hart to half court. Hart to the foul line. Hart fumbled it. Saves it from going out of bounds. Brunson, baseline right, behind the back pass. Hart for 3 at the horn. Just glanced the rim, no good. They got a look, despite some chaos there on the last trip down the floor.
Chaos, I think, describes this series better than any other words you've used today, Sean Kelly, and I believe we're going to have the absolute chaos here in this fourth quarter as the Knicks hold on to a 1-point lead with 12 minutes to go.
Set up just right here in a closeout situation inside Madison Square Garden. We're off to the fourth. New York 70, Philadelphia 69. This is the NBA playoffs on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app presented by Indeed.
Chris Carlin, Joe Fortenbaugh. This is Carlin versus Joe.
I think Matt Ishbia might be in over his head right now.
Here's the thing with billionaire owners. They're impatient. They buy a team and they want to win. You cannot buy championships in the NBA. Carlin, they won as many playoff games this year as the Wizards. That's who you are. Phoenix and the Wizards, same amount of playoff wins this year.
Carlin versus Joe. Weekdays at noon Eastern on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, and on SiriusXM Channel 80. Mike Greenberg. Greeny.
I am not a fan of cheese. I find cheese, generally speaking, to have an odor I don't care for.
You're not a fan of cheese?
No, I'm not. The only cheeses I like mozzarella because it has no odor at all, so I like pizza. But if you shave some Parmesan on something, I'm not eating it. Oh, my God, it smells like the inside of a shoe.
If you had to pick between a hard cheese and a soft cheese, who would you choose?
Is death an option?
Greeny. Weekday mornings at 10 Eastern on ESPN Radio. Plus, you can watch and listen on the ESPN app. And ESPN Radio Extra Point with Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman.
If somebody calls them and they want to say, what would it take to actually trade for LeBron James? I think the Lakers have to listen.
You're not trading LeBron James. You're the Los Angeles Lakers. You're a destination for stars. You don't become that by treating stars that way, especially LeBron James, the second greatest player in NBA history. It's not going to happen.
They have to consider it.
That's not a consideration. That is not. If LeBron James is not with the Los Angeles Lakers next year, it's because he doesn't want to be, and he's making that choice. And then the organization is acquiescing to them. I don't know if that's what he's thinking, but I will tell you this: after hearing that soundbite post game, I had angst. As a Lakers fan, that might have been the first time where I saw it and said, LeBron James might actually leave.
Yeah,
like he's seeing the same thing that we're seeing. If you're LeBron James, can this organization put enough around you to take advantage of the next couple of years that you have of basketball?
Kevin Winter with you inside our Granger studio. 3 quarters completed, MSG.
Anunoby spins, stops at the foul line. No shot there. Gives it up to DiVincenzo left wing. Drives under the rim. Throws from under the cup. Out to OG for 3. In and out, no good. Saved by Hartenstein. To Brunson up top for a triple. Perfect.
Brunson's got 22. The Knicks saw their lead erased. They regained it, however. 70-69, New York by 1. Entering tonight's game, the series was separated by 4 points. Now we make it 5, but the Knicks are still on the verge of knocking them out. Back to the fourth quarter at MSG with Corey Alexander. Here's Sean Kelly.
The Garden does not disappoint. Kevin, you're so on point here. 4 ties, 13 lead changes, fittingly so. We go to the fourth, as Kevin mentioned. New York leads Philadelphia 70-69.
But the interesting part, will Nick Nurse have Joel Embiid on the floor, which he does. Embiid did not take a break during the second half of Game 4 and ended up costing the 76ers as he ran out of gas late. We'll see if that's the case here But Embiid has almost played as though he's had a little bit on reserve throughout these 3 quarters, and he'll lay it all on the line here in the 4th.
There is no tomorrow for Philly as Maxey takes the handoff, turns, squares, and fires the hit off the circle. An 18-footer down for Maxey. Give him 26 to lead all scores.
Embiid did get a break in the second quarter, and it was a 10-point swing with him on the bench. I'm not sure Nick Nurse will trust his team again with that.
Brunson off the screen, darts left, freezes, shoots left of the lane, left it short. No night off for Brunson or Hart. They played every minute so far. Jalen Brunson's only played 1 time in his career the entire 48. Into the right corner, Batum, catch and shoot 3 is good for the vet.
And Tibbs wants a timeout immediately as the Sixers have started off the 4th quarter on a 5-0 run. Tyrese Maxey with the bucket and an assist, and he looks just as fresh as he did to start the game.
Trying to push it to a game 6. Full timeout. Barely into this 4th quarter. 11:19 on the game clock. It's now Philadelphia 74, New York 70. You're listening to the NBA playoffs on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app, presented by Indeed.
Amber and Ian. The Legler family, they're one of the greatest when it comes to holiday decorations. Now what the hell are you all doing?
This is the time of year where you're spending all the money on all that stuff. You're looking for bargains, man. That's every day you're just bargain hunting for all of the holiday decor. You load up on it when you get a discounted price. That's what we're doing this time of year. All I know is all the Amazon drivers I know on a first name basis. All right.
Amber and Ian, weeknights at 7 Eastern on ESPN Radio.
Sunday. Let me introduce you to the 20 best drivers in the world. The rock stars of racing bring the heat to South Beach. The heat is on for F1's first U.S. race of the year. The Miami Grand Prix. The Formula One Crypto.com Miami Grand Prix. Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern on ABC and ESPN+. ESPN coverage presented by Mercedes-Benz. Watch every race from Miami to Silverstone on ESPN and ESPN+.
First Draft with Mel Kiper Jr. and Phil Yates.
Do you think it's even a conversation in your eyes between Marvin Harrison Jr. and Malik Neighbors?
I think in terms of Odunze and Neighbors, Phil, because that's forgotten here. We actually get Neighbors or Harrison. Odunze and Neighbors was kind of a 50-50 split. Now, things change as you get closer to the draft. All the information's in. We get all that. But these 3 are all very highly regarded.
You can watch First Draft on YouTube or listen wherever you get your podcast.
ACC softball is here for it all. I got everybody go. Here to launch it. Is headed for the fence, just what the doctor ordered. Here to feel it.
Can she find that magic moment? Yes, she can.
To inspire it. Hey, stranger, where you headed? And live it. Like the magic games begin. ACC softball. 1 for the money, 2 for the shot, 3 to get ready. Come for it all season long on ACC Network.
With you inside our Granger studio. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to the NBA playoffs on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, presented by Indeed. Halftime in Cleveland, the Cavaliers lead the Magic 48-47. Series is tied at 2. I want to thank all of you who logged on to our social media accounts at NBA on ESPN Radio to vote the AutoZone in the Zone poll question. See who the player was to get in the zone tonight. Jalen Brunson led the way with 40% of the vote. Brunson's lead the way to the Knicks, but they now trail. Back to Corey Alexander and Sean Kelly.
And Brunson's night is not done at 22 points. Not if the Knicks are going to win and advance to the second round. That's for sure. One thing is for sure, 26 from Maxey to fuel the Sixers here now to a 4-point lead, 74-70.
And Maxey had back-to-back 30-point games here in games 1 and 2, so he is comfortable playing here in Madison Square Garden. And you can expect to hear a lot from Maxey and Brunson down the stretch here in this 4th quarter.
Next ball out of the timeout. Brunson chest pass to DiVincenzo right on the New York logo. Starts the dribble with the right hand, points out front. He wants a screen. Instead, Robinson comes, takes a short pass, hands it right back to DiVincenzo. Drive, jump pass to Hart in the corner. Flip it out to McBride. Blows by his defender. Slings it corner right. DiVincenzo's three. Off the mark as the shot clock expired. Weak side rebound for Campaign. He'll bring it up the right sideline for Philadelphia. Flip to Embiid to the top of the arc. Holding it his waistband. Hands it to Maxey. Maxey, a little head and shoulder fake. Drive and kick to Payne. Wing left three, no. And the rebound won by McBride for New York. So both teams empty on their first possession out of the break. 10.5 minutes to go in regulation. Off the high screen, Brunson peels away from the free throw line. Retreats and has Payne on a switch.
Switch by Payne.
She's up a three. Brunson missed it. Rebound Batum.
Brunson ran some action to get Embiid on the switch, but Campaign jumping over there, taking the challenge of guarding Jalen Brunson.
Actually, trying to get the rescreen here from Embiid. No, they'll play catch instead. Fake the dribble handoff. Embiid got away with a push-up, but turned it over. Stolen by Brunson. Fouled in transition. Go to the other end. And then a little extra, as they say, by Campaign at the end of the play.
I know Jalen Brunson well. Don't know Campaign at all. But I know neither one of those guys went over there with any intention of any altercation, etc., because there was nothing between them and air and opportunity. And when you got that much space and nothing goes down, that's just a whole lot of nothing, my friend.
Yes. It's adorable, frankly. Still 74-70 in favor of the Sixers. Down 3-1 in this series. They've never come back from a 3-1 deficit.
But how about this? Jalen Brunson actually going to get a break. He's going to go to the bench for the first time in this game. Tom Thibodeau going to give him probably a few seconds. It won't be much longer than that.
Anunoby bounce pass off the inbound to the left wing. McBride for three is long. Ball loose in the paint. Body's going to the deck. Embiid grabs it, and he made contact with the baseline. It's going to stay with New York.
But more impressive than anything is you've got the reigning MVP, Joel Embiid, going to the floor after that loose ball. And so many people talked about why he would even come back and play in his playoffs. You can see just how much winning means to Joel Embiid.
We're going to have Mike Martino write down 10 minutes, 3 seconds. That's when Brunson went to the bench. Okay? And you're right about Embiid, who had a migraine and missed shoot-around this morning.
Practice.
Well, look,
we talk about practice.
Think about the knee, the Bell's palsy he's been dealing with, too.
Man, we talking about practice.
Hey, how about a statue for him this year, by the way, as a highlight of the Philadelphia season?
Don't get me started on the statue, because one, they need to put the statues at the actual arena, and secondly, they need to make sure that they grow in the rain, because those statues are way too small. That Allen Iverson statue, and I was told that they're all the same size, all the legends, Dr. J, Charles Barkley, etc. I need to go see for myself, though, because that was way too small of a statue for my man Bubba Chuck.
This editorial moment brought to you by.
There you go.
I got you.
I don't do hot takes. All right, that's just a cool take.
Knicks have the ball on the baseline. They missed 6 straight shots. Into DiVincenzo on the right wing. Drives to the rim, and a reverse layup is good. Well designed for DiVincenzo out of the delay in inbounding the ball.
And more importantly, you get points on the board with Jalen Brunson on the bench. That's going to be one of the questions. Where do you get your offense from without Brunson on the floor?
74-72, Philly leading ball the end to our left. They space the floor. Everybody's spread out here. Maxey now calls for Embiid to come up. They play a little short roll. Embiid jumper off the free throw line, no good. Rebound Hart. Hart paws to the half-court stripe. And now hits DiVincenzo. Out of the triple threat, top of the arc, works left of a screen. Pitches to Hart, a dribble handoff, then Anunoby. Bounce pass to the top of the key. Mitchell hands it off DiVincenzo for 3. Back iron, that's off the mark, and a rebound for Embiid. He's got 13 and 13 now in the game. Ooh. Maxey little sidestep 3. Good off the left wing. Beat McBride on the play.
Well, speaking of my guy Bubba Chuck, you talking about a crossover. That was a vicious one. From Maxey, the right to left with a 3-ball.
29 for Maxey, who had 23 in Game 4. He averaged 26 a game against the Knicks in the regular season. DiVincenzo drives the lane like a running back, flips it out to McBride. Oh, he throws the defender, pulls up and hits the free throw line jumper. Broke the ankles of Maxey briefly there.
Nope, I'm not going to allow you to do that.
Come on now.
That was a forearm shiver that McBride got away with. That sent Maxey to the floor. There was no move to break ankles. That was a push-off.
All right. I don't want to besmirch the good name of Tyrese Maxey. Over the right wing, Harris jumped to catch. Bounces twice, throws Embiid, top of the arc, rumbles into Mitchell, got him right upside the teeth. Flip out to Embiid off the give, fires an open three, but left it short.
And normally when you see shots go short like that, that is a sign of lack of legs.
Hart, layup good. He took a big pop going to the right side of the rim, somehow took and absorbed the hit by Maxey, and has another opportunity for the old-fashioned three-point play.
Well, how about the fact that the Knicks have an opportunity to tie this ball game up, as they were down 4 when Jalen Brunson went to the bench, and now with a made free throw by Josh Hart, they can tie this game at 77, which would be a +4 with Brunson on the bench for the shortest period of time. Of course, he's checked back into the game now.
Hart at the line, where he has 2 points, 17 total right now for Hart. And as Corey mentioned, this for the tie. Short. Rebounded by Batum, and the drama just gets ratcheted up a little bit more. 7:48 to play in the fourth quarter.
The drama was in you saying short.
This crowd wanted to get back into control of the building. Philly's done a good job fending off the Madison Square Garden crowd. Bounce pass toward Maxey, and he turned it over, and Embiid threw it behind Maxey on the near sideline. And for a team that only averaged 12 turnovers per game, second fewest in the NBA, that's 10 now in the ball game, resulting in, at the moment, 14 points off turnovers.
But 7 of those 10 from Joel Embiid, who's working on a quadruple-double right now. If you consider the 13 points, 13 rebounds, 8 assists, and 7 turnovers.
Brunson into the paint, wiggling, puts his back to the goal, twists a pass toward Hart. Hart turns the corner, goes to the rim, lays it up, swatted away by Embiid. And before it can hit a rim here for Mitchell Robinson, a shot clock violation, turnover New York.
But that's the difference in Joel Embiid and most centers in the NBA. His ability to be able to get the job done offensively and defensively, blocking the shot of Hart, and also the second attempt by Mitchell Robinson forcing the shot clock violation.
So both teams with 10 turnovers now, 7 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Maxey off the high middle screen, racing to the rim, lays it up, off the front iron, no good. Rebound, Brunson, out to Hart. Hart back to Brunson, stolen by Batum in the lane. Long outlet pass, Maxey saves from going out of bounds, bounces at half court, punched by Embiid, but right to the Knicks. McBride leaves for a diving Anunoby, attacks the rim, scores, and the lead belongs to New York. 78-77. Philly now goes back to Embiid. ISOs him on the right side of the lane against Robinson. Here comes a double. Brunson coming to help. Go out of the double, turn it over. Caught by McBride. Foot race to the other end. Finger rolls good. Back-to-back buckets at the rim for New York. Off turnovers, and Nick Nurse needs a timeout.
That's absolutely what it is. Nick Nurse talked about the 4 turnovers in the fourth quarter of Game 4 that did his team in. And right now, it's turnovers that have led to the lead for the New York Knicks here by 3.
16 total points off turnovers for New York. They lead by 3. Both teams huddle up. We step aside from Madison Square Garden. 6:15 to go in the fourth quarter. The New York Knicks 80. The Philadelphia 76ers 77. This is the NBA playoffs on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Presented by Indeed.
Evan, Canty, and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
Do you remember 3 years ago when we actually thought it was a debate on who the best big man in the league was, whether it was Embiid or Jokic? And just think about where we're at now and how laughable that is, because Nikola Jokic is always there. He's always available. He doesn't have the splash plays that Joel Embiid is capable of making. But you know what Jokic is going to do?
He's going to be there.
Unsportsmanlike. Weekday mornings starting at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN2.
He's outrageous and usually off base, I might add, but I love him anyways. That's why I sit across from the Mad Dog, Christopher Mad Dog Russo, every Wednesday to set him straight. First Take starts at 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN.
Tomorrow on ESPN Radio.
Steps left, three, bang, 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 bang. Luka Doncic.
Locked up at 2 games each, the Dallas Mavs and the Los Angeles Clippers return to L.A. for a pivotal Game 5.
Dribbles to his right, pull-up jumper is good. A clutch shot by Kawhi.
We don't quit. We won't quit. We're going to continue to keep fighting.
Game 5 of the Clippers and Mavs. Coverage begins tomorrow at 9:30 Eastern, with tip-off at 10 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on SiriusXM Channel 80. Presented by Indeed. This is Freddie and Harry.
You know who I think responsible for this?
Who's that?
Shannon and Devin. Because they knew how great our season was going to be. We got our quarterback and whatnot. They prayed on the downfall of the Atlanta Falcons because they know I support this team through and through. Devin and Shannon, they're miserable as hell because I don't even know what they have offensively. Nothing. Nathan right now. Nathaniels.
Check out more from Freddie and Harry weekdays at 3 Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
With you inside our Granger studio. The last time the Knicks won a series at home, going back to 1999 to the Eastern Conference Finals against the Indiana Pacers. This was a big one in Game 3 that year.
Johnson is fouled and hit. Larry Johnson has hit his career quota of wild shots today. 3 incredible three-point shots by Larry Johnson in this game.
Tom Hammond back on NBC. A 4-point play led the Knicks to a winning Game 3. They win the series in 6. Sean Kelly, Corey Alexander, they have not won a series at home since that one 25 years ago. Back to you.
Kevin Winter, I can remember that as though over yesterday. Larry Johnson, after knocking down the 3 ball, running around the court, Chris Childs running over to him and letting him know, hey, wait a minute, we still got to make the free throw. We're not there yet. Both those guys calming each other down, but LJ, of course, had one of the best celebration signs. The fist to the elbow, the arm up, the LJ, to let everybody know he was doing work.
Of course, there was a whole Grandma Ma thing, too.
Oh, it's my God. Yeah.
All right, Knicks lead it 80-77, and a foul on Max. As Maxey did the little hesitation drive to the rim. Trying to go around the world and down the paint. Fouled here by New York, sends him to the line. Foul on OG Anunoby. By the way, if the Knicks win tonight, they're going to party like it's 1999.
Ooh, how long have you been waiting for that one?
Just right there until you know.
Just now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I got you. Then that made you quick on your feet, Sean Kelly.
Or late. Because I did think of it earlier. Oh, missed free throw by Maxey.
But great foul by OG Anunoby. Otherwise, that's an easy finish for Maxey to be able to see it go through. And, of course, we know how much confidence that can build when you get a layup going. So the most you come away with for this possession is 1 point for the Sixers instead of an easy bucket.
Missed them both. Rebound, New York.
That went from a good foul to a great foul.
29 for Maxey. He still leads all scorers, but is empty on that trip. Now Brunson, who has 22. Working on Harris here, right side of the lane. Punched out, but saved by Anunoby, top of the arc. OG draws the switch here. Gets Harris. Pull-up jumper, elbow right. Good. 16-footer. Icy there for Anunoby. 5-point lead. 5:35 to go. We're going to get into a clutch time situation, partner. I have no doubts with the way this series has worked. Maxey picks up the dribble, throws to his right. Harris on the angle, just below the timeline. Works toward the right side break. Trying to freeze Anunoby. Picks up the dribble, shoots, elbow right, and hit a contested 15-footer.
Big bucket by Tobias Harris. And, of course, the Sixers getting this done. No Embiid on the floor right now. Nick Nurse taking a chance, giving Joel Embiid a little bit of rest. See if he can buy a couple minutes here.
82-79. Brunson crossover dribble, draws a hand check. Continuation on the layup from the right side of the lane.
But the mistake by Tobias Harris is in complaining to Curtis Blair, the official, in comparison to grabbing Jalen Brunson and now allowing him to go through after the gather and make that layup. Tobias Harris was already complaining before Jalen Brunson even laid the basketball up, gave up an easy 2 points in comparison to make him earn it at the free throw line. The difference between what OG Anunoby did on the prior possession with Tyrese Maxey and giving up a potential three-point play.
Major swing perhaps on those 2 points right there, 84-79. The MVP chants have been raining down from 19,812 inside Madison Square Garden. Brunson raises, shoots, got the free throw to go. Our attendance tracker is always brought to you by Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN. Get great deals on the hottest tickets. Experience it live. 6-point lead for New York.
Joel Embiid back into the game for Nick Nurse. It was a quick break, but
Maxey lost the handle near wing. Hart, long outlet pass over the outstretched fingers of Anunoby into the far corner out of bounds. The Garden giveth. 4:40 to go in regulation.
Mitchell Robinson back on the floor to defend Embiid as well.
Embiid throws it off the near side of the paint, back out to Maxey, who rinses a three right over the top of Deuce McBride.
Well, I tell you what, when Tyrese Maxey is getting shots, they're successful. The problem for Maxey and Embiid is they've turned the basketball over so much throughout this game. Maybe they should stop even trying to pass it. Just shoot it every time they touch it.
Brunson drives from the right wing. Snaking by Embiid to lay it in with the left hand. Just razored off the right wing to make it 87-82. And now it's 27 for Brunson. Entry pass toward Embiid, deflected out of bounds by Robinson. So Maxey will pull the trigger. Maxey with 4 threes tonight. That's 10 straight postseason games with at least 3-pointers for young Tyrese Maxey. Young is in only his 4th year. Feed the low post. Embiid muscling to the lane. Knocked loose by Robinson. Saved by Maxey. Drives, dishes underneath. Oubre with the catch and dunk. He was hiding in the right dunker spot.
And for all that's gone well for the Knicks here in this 4th quarter, it's only a 1-possession game, 87-84, 3-point lead.
Here's a drive by Anunoby around the defender underneath the goal, and he is escorted out of bounds illegally. He hit the gas on that left sideline.
But Anunoby didn't know he was going to get that call, so dropped it off. Will not be shooting free throws on that one.
Knicks won a timeout. Good point, though. It's changed the dynamic. And it should be an inbound above the free throw line on the side. That's what they'll work on here in the timeout.
Yeah, in comparison to him being at the free throw line with the opportunity to knock down a couple and put a little more separation between the Knicks and the Sixers. But Anunoby stepped it up offensively as well as what he always does defensively here down the stretch in this 4th quarter.
Do you like this clutch time thing that we do in the NBA? Game within 5 points, under 5 minutes to play?
I'm a fan. I'm a fan of that. I mean, again, we have so many advanced metrics in the game today, and many of them I don't truly care for, but I believe that this one does matter based upon the fact of the level of importance. When you start talking about a game that is within 5 points, that's the significant factor to that. It's got to be a close game. I like the way that the NBA has embraced that and brought it to the forefront.
Certainly some star power tonight, obviously inside Madison Square Garden in the stands, but we're concerned about what's on the floor, and Tyrese Maxey is a star tonight. He has 32 points, trying to keep his team alive in this playoff series, and kind of, I don't want to say quietly, but just steadily, it's Brunson catching up to him with 27 points, including a big bucket on their prior scoring possession.
Yes, it is, but you think about Tyrese Maxey and what's happened for him in the 2 games here, game 1, game 2. We had big scoring games in both of them, but in game 2, where the NBA basically came back and admitted that 2 fouls should have been called on Tyrese Maxey late game in that scenario, which you never say one play lost them a game. However, it definitely decreased the chances of the Philadelphia 76ers winning that basketball game, allowing that to be a turnover in comparison to a foul on Tyrese Maxey.
Deuce McBride with 12 points, throws it in off the right sideline to Robinson. Hart comes near him to catch. He'll turn and hand it off to Brunson near the center jump circle.
Just a zone look defensively by the Sixers coming out of timeout.
Brunson takes the ball to the right wing, step back, fading long two, no good. Robinson can't tap it in. Corralled by Harris's right arm here for Philadelphia. Maxey will come take it from him.
Every defensive rebound is a challenge, however, for Philadelphia. Tobias Harris forces to be able to come up with that.
A 3 will tie it. Give to Embiid on the left foul line extended. Throws a skip pass over the top, deflected but caught by Harris into the corner. Batum for 3, no good. Weak side rebound for Joel Embiid. Twisting, turning, right, hooks down for Embiid. Tough shot for Joel Embiid.
And Joel Embiid probably playing at about 50% right now. This is not the Joel Embiid that has been an MVP, but he is still battling.
That's his first field goal in the 4th quarter tonight. His fourth quarter field goal in this series. Into the right corner, goes on a bounce to Anunoby. 1 point game. Anunoby drives across the lane, tried to backdoor one to Robinson in the crowd, and it's out of bounds. Turnover by the Knicks.
Sean Kelly, KYP, you got to know your personnel right there. That's not a pass that Mitchell Robinson is used to catching, nor a pass that OG Anunoby is used to throwing.
87-86 New York, 2:20 to play. Lob it to Embiid here below the left foul line extended. Backs a man down, turns on Robinson, right hook. Couldn't get it. Tip follow won't go for Batum. Cleared by Hart to preserve the lead.
The Knicks deciding to go man-to-man, guarding Embiid by himself, unable to take advantage of it on that possession.
Brunson turns into the lane, and contact made by Tyrese Maxey. A foul with exactly 2 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Should take Philly over the limit here. And Brunson will be at the line to our right for the Knicks. And this crowd now coming to their feet here down the stretch. The building's become a living thing.
This building's always been a living thing.
And now it gets quiet. First free throw good. So another made free throw makes it a 3-point game with 2 minutes to play. Brunson at 28 points after going for 47, a Knicks postseason record in Game 4, besting Bernard King's 46. Both free throws are good. It's 89-86 New York. Buckle up. Maxey will bring it up. And works the left front court. Guarded with some space by McBride. Coming to catch on the left side of the lane is Embiid. Right hand dribble, left shoulder into Robinson. Poke loose zone by the Knicks. Foot race to the other end. And Anunoby dunks it with 2 hands. 91-86.
How about the input of Mitchell Robinson back into the game?
Maxey contact to the lane, shoots, scores, and has a possible 3-point play. Maxey's not giving it up yet. Makes it 91-88. Back to your point.
Strong response by Tyrese Maxey, but Mitchell Robinson, who was unable to play in Game 4 after spraining his ankle in Game 3 with Joel Embiid grabbing him in midair, pulling him down, turns his ankle, unable to finish Game 3, doesn't play Game 4, but has a big step up here in Game 5 as Maxey misses a free throw to make it a 2-point game.
Maxey has missed 3 free throws tonight. The margin in this game, 3 points, 91-88. 1:20 to play. Knicks have 2 timeouts. Philly 1. Neither side has a foul to give. Brunson to the foul line. Rises and knocks down a 15-footer all by himself on that possession. 31 for Brunson. 93-88. Maxey front court right, picked up his dribble. Throws right sideline, intercepted by Anunoby. Weaves through traffic. Dunks with the right hand to the other end.
But they called
take
that
foul
earlier. I believe that's going to be a take foul on Maxey.
At half court.
And Maxey bent over at half court, recognizing the mistake that he made. Not only the pass to the corner, where Anunoby's able to intercept it.
When he picked up his dribble, he was in big trouble. There was nobody near him. So wave off the dunk.
So that's not going to be a take foul, however.
Really not. And Anunoby missed the front end here. Still a 5-point game with 59.9 seconds remaining.
Maxey fortunate. The turnover did not result, but I believe the officials looked at it as though he made a play on the ball.
Good catch. Good catch right there, partner. Second free throw. Good. That's Corey Alexander at the other microphone. Paul Schrager's our engineer here in New York tonight. Mike Martino is our producer on site. We're less than a minute away from the end of regulation. Oubre drives the lane. Lost his footing, somehow scored as he fell down on his tailbone. He's lucky he didn't get hurt the way he crashed into the rim, but somehow finished it to make it 94-90.
A 2-possession game, if you're the Sixers, you have to get a stop, especially if you're going to allow this much time to go away and not foul. It's important to get a stop on this possession.
Brunson's not giving it up. Now picks it up, throws to McBride. Turns, shoots with the nail off the catch. Good. Free throw line jumper down for Deuce McBride. Timeout, Philadelphia. 6-point lead for New York.
That's absolutely too easy to give up that shot to such a very good shooter. When you think about Deuce McBride, as you mentioned, Sean, that's a free throw line jump shot. You work it. That's warm-ups right now. That's a form shot for Deuce McBride. No matter the time, no matter the score, no matter the game, Deuce McBride is going to make that shot 9 times out of 10, and that's way too easy to give up at this stage in the game.
McBride, 6 for 10 from the field, 14 points to lead, all bench scorers tonight. So much of our focus and attention, rightfully so, on Brunson, on Maxey. Terrace has 17. But, man, to find a guy off your bench to give you 14 is huge for New York.
And Deuce McBride's done that all season long, especially since the trade sending Emmanuel Quickly to Toronto. Deuce McBride has stepped up into that role, giving the Knicks scoring off the bench. When Jalen Brunson went out, he actually stepped up, had a number of games, a 30-point game, had some big games when Brunson was unable to play. And now coming off the bench, providing that offensive spark for these New York Knickerbockers.
The Knicks, the 2 seed, 28.9 seconds away from advancing to round 2. If you go back to January, it was a 14-2 month for New York that sent their season into orbit. They had a Christmas Day win that Corey and I called on ESPN Radio over Milwaukee. It was a coming-out party of sorts for Brunson, who became an all-star for the first time this year. Maxey, a leaning three's good, and he got fouled on the play. They tried to trap him. Now they'll have to check whether he had a foot on the line or not.
That is a big bucket. Maxey behind the line. Does he step over? I do not believe so. That is going to be a good three-pointer. And now we've talked about Maxey's struggles at the free throw line. Right now it's a one-possession game, but the difference between being a three-point game and a two-point game is huge. Because now, of course, you're still going to have to foul, but it gives you time to go after that steal.
Foul on Robinson. Maxey's missed 3 times the line. Not this time. And it's 96-94. Full court pressure.
You want to trap Brunson, make him give it up and foul someone else.
Brunson sends it down the right sideline, McBride. He starts to his left, got rid of it before getting fouled. Caught by Anunoby. That's it out to Hart.
You want to foul Josh Hart. Yep. That's it. Played perfectly by the Philadelphia 76ers. If you can get Josh Hart to give you one of these 2 free throws, you're going to come down and see if you can find a good look for 3. Even though there's still time to extend this game, take a quick 2.
Hart 2 of 3 at the line tonight, 68% in the series. Raises, shoots, short. Front iron for Hart. It remains 96-94.
Shocked that Nick Nurse is not taking a timeout here. Oh, forgive me, they're out of timeouts. Yep. Good thing he didn't take one.
Knicks have 2 timeouts available. 15.3 seconds left. Second free throw by Hart. Got it. A lot of rim. You heard it on your radio. 3-point game. Give it to Maxey. Maxey races around a half-court screen. Deep 3 straight away. He smoked it. Holy cow. It's 97-97. 5, 4. Brunson with 3, with 2 to the left wing, to the left baseline. Floater deflected. Overtime at Madison Square Garden.
Sean, let me tell you what's so impressive about this. Not just the 7 points that Tyrese Maxey scored to end regulation, but the fact that he did it after what he will consider a bonehead mistake, the turnover to OG Anunoby. Anunoby missed 1 free throw. Maxey comes back and scores 7 straight points to be able to make this a tie game, 97-97, going into overtime. New life for the Philadelphia 76ers. And it has to be a little demoralizing for the New York Knicks at this point.
I didn't think he had to pull up that quick. It was a deep 3.
He's shown throughout the season that he can make deep threes, and of course, none bigger than the one that he shot from the end on the New York at center court to send this game into overtime.
35-footer for Tyrese Maxey. 41 points in regulation. And we'll have 5 more minutes placed on the clock here, overtime in New York City, as the Sixers have stayed alive through 4 quarters here in Game 5.
Our boss, Peter Saccone, just left us a little bit ago. We got to check in with Peter. We get overtime? I mean, do we get paid extra for doing this? That's okay. I'm good to be here.
I'm paid to be here. Maybe not the same as row 2 down on the court.
There you go. Pete, all that money that Sean's paying that he doesn't get paid for, you can send it over my direction, by the way.
Fair enough. Okay, so characteristic of this series, we get overtime here between these two teams. If you're just joining us, yes, the Knicks lead 3-1 in the series, but if you take total points to the first 4 games, and now 5, if you count the 4 quarters tonight, the difference between the Knicks and the Sixers is 4 points.
And that's how closely contested this series has been. And the way things have gone, especially we go back and revisit Game 2, Tyrese Maxey getting fouled. Of course, the NBA has come back and said those should have been called fouls. It was 2 separate fouls on that play, but not being called. Game 2 being stolen by the New York Knicks here on their floor. How about the poetry in motion that it has been for Tyrese Maxey to score 7 straight points to send this one into overtime, and how sweet it would be for the Philadelphia 76ers to be able to get a win on this floor and send it back to Philly.
As a part of that poem, this is a new playoff career high for Tyrese Maxey, the 41 points. His regular season career high is 52. That number could go down tonight. Overtime brought to you by AutoZone. Get in the zone, AutoZone. So Robinson's going to stay in at center here and start the overtime period at the 5 for New York. Embiid in the circle with him, and will jump for it here at the Garden. And just like at the start of the ball game, Philly has won the tap to start overtime. And Maxey's on the dribble. Hands it off to Harris in the center jump circle. Through Batum to Embiid, top of the key. Takes the dribble handoff, pitch and catch with Batum. Embiid shovels it to Maxey. Turns over the top of the arc. Fires for 3. It's wide left and rebounded by Josh Hart. Now New York gets their first offensive look. 97-97. Brunson around the right angle screen. Shoots and scores the triple off the near wing. 34 for Brunson. First punch thrown and landed by the Knicks. It's 197. Bob to Embiid below the left foul line extended. Goes out of the near triple to Maxey. Maxey drives. Shoots a leaner down the lane. Whistle. Indicating out of bounds. No foul on the play. It'll be New York ball linked to the floor to go. Maxey's wondering what the heck. Nick Nurse is beside himself at half court.
It seemed like a lot of contact on that play. However, if you're the Sixers, you can't harp on that because it's an important stop. Don't want to allow the Knicks to build too much momentum.
Runs it off the high screen. Drives to the rack. Got by Embiid and lays it in with the left hand. Timeout Philadelphia. Early 5-0 burst by the Knicks to begin overtime. And we'll keep it right here with 3:56 to go in the extra frame. 102-97 New York.
Jalen Brunson responding, getting the crowd back into the game. A 5-0 run by Brunson here in overtime to start off the extra 5-minute session.
So Brunson won not a blow by, but beats Embiid to the rack. So he's sitting on 36. Maxey's got 41. But Maxey hasn't gotten quite the same look he did at the rim late fourth quarter.
Well, got a good look actually on the first possession of overtime, and then great action designed by Nick Nurse to be able to get him that look. A little bit to the left, unable to get that one to go down. But in attacking the basket, there was contact on Maxey that he did not get that call. And, of course, Nick Nurse extremely upset about the fact that he didn't get that call here, which led to another bucket, a 4-point swing for Jalen Brunson coming down getting the layup.
So we're just going back to game 2 again, are we?
I mean,
okay.
I'm just saying. It was a call he probably should have gotten that he didn't get.
Well, we had to wait 35 years to get a New York-Philadelphia NBA postseason series. Might be living up to the wait.
It absolutely has been. But this one, not as sweet. Could possibly be a gentleman's sweep, though.
And beat off the timeout. Receives it, hands it off to Maxey. Angle right 3 on a step back is a Drano for Maxey. 44.
How about the battle between these two guys, Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Maxey? The NBA game is in great hands with the young stars we have right now.
102-100. Brunson and the Knicks of the lead. Brunson crossover dribble, trying to get loose of Batum. Step back three, no answer. Off the side of the rim, guess who's got the rebound? Maxey trying to get him on his back. Couldn't induce a foul by Brunson, gives it up to Embiid. Embiid right back to Maxey on a dribble handoff. Maxey trying to draw a switch, draws two instead. Into Embiid, jab step, top of the arc, rumbles down the lane, underneath to Oubre, missed the bunny. Rebound Embiid, shoots, top of the glass, off the rim, no good, but there is a foul. Foul on New York. Joel Embiid will go to the line with a chance to tie the game with 3:01 to go in overtime.
And the response again from the Philadelphia 76ers, Tom Thibodeau going to challenge this possession and whether or not it was a foul.
The foul is charged to Anunoby as it stands to be his third. With all the cameras in this building tonight,
New York is sounding ruling of a defensive foul.
You'll get a real good look at the replay center here. It's Josh Tiven and Jason Goebel at the NBA replay center. And Tom Thibodeau may win this challenge.
I'm not sure about that because if you see, it's Josh Hart actually pushes Mitchell Robinson into Joel Embiid. There's body, forgive me, that's Anunoby. There's body down low from Anunoby as you look at it.
Following review, the elbow-to-elbow contact by the defender is a defensive foul. The foul stands. We have 2 free throws on the clock.
Yeah, I didn't think that one would take long. I thought the foul was down low. However, James Caper is saying that it was the elbow. But when we look at the review, well, that may be frozen beforehand because that's Kelly Oubre actually made contact with Joel Embiid. But later in the play, you see Anunoby come over and the contact between he and Joel Embiid.
So 3 fouls on Anunoby. Joel Embiid at the line with a triple-double tonight of 15 points, 15 rebounds, and now 10 assists. Including the regular season, it's the third triple-double for Joel Embiid. He can tie it with 2 made free throws, and he bricked the first one. A line drive off the back of the iron. And the Sixers are going to be haunted perhaps by the fact that they are 7 of 13 at the free throw line here in Game 5 tonight.
And you consider the players who have missed those free throws, Tyrese Maxey, Joel Embiid, 2 guys they normally rely on at the strike.
Got the second free throw. Split them for Embiid. It's 102-101, 2:56 to go. Each team has a timeout.
Isaiah Hartenstein now back in for Mitchell Robinson as Thibodeau makes the change here down the stretch. Robinson did a great job defensively on Embiid.
Brunson rises, 3 balls straight away. Off the iron, no good. Rebounded by Batum. But now Philly has a chance to take the lead. Maxey around the high middle screen. Lost the handle thinking he's got the short roll. Instead of turnover. Brunson to the other end. Leads for a diving Hart. Crashes at the rim. Missed a lay-in. No foul on Embiid. Run out on a loose ball for Oubre, who dunks to the other end. And Philadelphia has taken the lead 103-102.
A great job by Embiid getting back and going vertical, absorbing the contact and not bringing his arms down, forcing Josh Hart to miss that layup.
16th lead change. 2:05 to go. Brunson, left foul line extended, comes outside the three-point line. Rocks it back and forth with a crossover. Drives on a switch against Embiid. Embiid stripped the ball from Brunson. 1:54 to go. Handed off to Maxey. Maxey darted, retreats now. Front court right. Works over the screen by Embiid. Darts down the lane. Lays it up. No good. Deflected by Hart. Saved by Philly. To Embiid. Leaner. Good from the free throw line and draws a foul. The foul's on McBride.
Tyrese Maxey down under the basket, rubbing his elbow, grimacing in pain. Now he will get helped up by Kelly Oubre.
Well, where was the foul?
But he comes away limping as well, so not certain as to what the injury is for Maxey. He was rubbing both his elbow and comes away limping.
It would take the entire Eagles offensive line to pull him out of this game now. Embiid at the line to our left with Philly leading by 3.
Hey, my boy's from Dallas, man. He with me. He Cowboys fan.
Okay, well,
I think.
Trying to draw the Philly thing.
I think.
106-102. Brunson now attacks the rim down the right sideline. Rejected by Embiid, who came down funny on that bulky knee. And now he's limping around.
But you can see how much of a difference maker Joel Embiid is, not only on the offensive end of the floor, but defensively. A play that Brunson's beat him on 3 times in this game, not having it.
Off the baseline inbound, there's a hold here. They were trying to get it to Brunson, and I think they're going to get Batum here holding the arm of Brunson. And so a sideline inbound with 1:27 to go.
First foul in the last 2 minutes, so it'll be taken out of bounds, but Batum trying to be physical with Brunson.
Brunson threw it in, got it back immediately from McBride. Changed direction. Down the lane, tried to lay it up, and got fouled by Embiid in the face.
But Embiid has a gripe on that one, and reason being is Jalen Brunson is down, holding his face. Jalen Brunson created the contact on this possession.
The crowd just saw the replay in slow motion. Embiid just whacked him on the forehead and raked down his face.
The previous player underneath the off the flagrant act.
Embiid does swipe down, but is making a basketball play, hits Brunson in the face. And what's going to be interesting to see is when the officials come back from this, will they deem this unnecessary? Because he's going to make a play on the basketball, but Brunson does get hit in the face. I can't judge this one way or the other. It's absolutely a foul, no question about that. Yep. I don't think Joel Embiid is arguing that.
Brunson had the ball outstretched, his arms in an L, so away from his forehead, and the contact just like a button, just smacked down on the button of basically the head of Jalen Brunson here.
It's all based upon if the officials feel as though this was deemed a play on the basketball, a basketball play here, which I think it was. But being that there was contact above his shoulders, it may be an automatic flagrant one.
Free throws in the ball in a 4-point game,
which would be huge.
106-102. And the clock at 1:22 now. And basically no fouls to give on either side the rest of the way. Each team does get a free timeout.
Following review, due to the unnecessary hard foul, swipe at the ball, swipe at the head of the shooter, we have a flagrant foul, penalty 1. Brunson will shoot 2. New York will get the ball out of bounds.
Wow. Because it was contact to the head. I mean, that's pretty much excessive, an automatic in today's game. I honestly don't believe it was excessive.
I'm just using James Caper's words here.
Right. Yeah, I get what you're saying, and maybe that's how they have to describe it. That's not unnecessary. He's swiping down to try to get to the basketball. He does hit him in the head on the way down, but a lot of that also has to do with the fact that Jalen Brunson hit Joel Embiid in the ribs. And so, therefore, his he's a little further away than he was expecting to be, reaching for the basketball.
Brunson 5 of 7 at the line, all by himself. Everybody has to be above the three-point arc. First free throw is good to make it 106-103. Now you start counting the possessions, as we did at the end of the fourth quarter. And it was Philly who won that battle and actually finished it off, sent this game to overtime at 97. The next from Jalen Brunson, rimmed off. He split the pair of free throws. It's a 3-point advantage for Philadelphia, but New York now has the ball sideline right.
Still can be a 3 or 4 point possession for the Knicks.
37 for Brunson. McBride on the trigger. Opposite in front court right to Brunson. Using the right foot as his pivot foot. Now starts walking, dribble left. Darts back right. Shoots for 3. Boom! Got it. What a shot. It's a 4-point trip for Jalen Brunson. This game's tied at 106.
That was just making up for the missed free throw by Jalen Brunson. He knew he needed to get at least 4 in that possession.
Backdoor cut. Oubre caught on the rim. They caught up to him. Shoots. Got it. There was contact, but no foul call. The lead back to Philly, 108-106. That's 2 big buckets here in overtime by Oubre.
And a great screen by Joel Embiid to free up Oubre.
50 seconds remaining. Brunson off the crossover, drives to his right, retreats 2 steps, puts his head down, works to the color, in the paint, shoots a leaner, took a hit, no good on the shot, trying to save it out of bounds. It's last touched by Hart, and it's Philadelphia basketball length of the floor to go. 40 seconds remaining. Philly looked to add to a 2-point lead. Pass to Batum, just caught it inside the half-court stripe. Brunson right up to him, jersey to jersey. Flip pass toward Embiid, deflected by Hartenstein, goes out of bounds. It's off of Philadelphia. Hartenstein, that late sub you talked about, somehow got this to end up off Joel Embiid. I can't believe they're not taking a look at it.
Yeah, I'm shocked they're not taking a look at that one either.
23 seconds left. Tyre take the lead here for the Knicks. 15 to shoot. Brunson jump pass, turned it over. He got in the air thinking 3, and with Batum closing out, he tried to find Hartenstein and threw it out of bounds.
But it's another KYP. Know your personnel. Hartenstein is going to absolutely go to the offensive glass.
Shot clock is off, and the Knicks immediately want to foul here. Down by 2. They foul in the backcourt, and will send Tobias Harris to the line.
Jalen Brunson standing at 3/4 court, upset at himself for the mistake on the offensive possession. Wanted to get a quick look at it. Give Batum a lot of credit for defending it well.
So Harris to the line to our left. First free throw is good. That makes it 109-106 Philadelphia. 15.8 seconds left. New York does have a timeout at their disposal. Harris with 18 points. This is his first trip to the line tonight. And he buries both free throws to make it a 4-point game. Timeout, New York.
Jalen Brunson is not going to be happy with himself. If the New York Knicks do not win this game, he will not be happy with himself after that turnover and not recognizing that that was Isaiah Hartenstein in that corner, which it should have been a shooter. I mean, the spacing on that one by the Knicks, probably not the best. You want a shooter there that's going to stay in the corner in comparison to someone who is going to go to the offensive, after an offensive rebound. If that's Dante DiVincenzo, he's going to stay there. We'll still be in that corner to be able to catch it and get it back to Jalen Brunson. Hartenstein is going, thinking Jalen Brunson's going to shoot that shot. He's going to go get an offensive rebound if it comes off.
Don't make me feel bad for offering this. Just in the conversation here.
All right.
Because of what Brunson can do on his work to the rim, is Hartenstein pulling Embiid away from the rim in that right corner to clear a lane for Brunson to drive?
No, because it's strong side, and Isaiah Hartenstein is not a three-point shooter, so Joel Embiid will sell all the way out if Nicholas Batum or Kelly Oubre gets beat on that possession to be there, because they have zero fear of Hartenstein making a corner 3.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know if that would work as a ploy or not, but you're right. He would sell out.
Well, I mean, and again, in a normal scenario, if there's a shooter there and they've got the floor space the way it should be, you can't help off that ball side corner. But being that it's Hartenstein there, Embiid can absolutely help off of that one.
All right, you're down 4, and now you've advanced the ball across half court via your timeout. You're out of timeouts. What's the strategy real quick here? What does New York have to do?
Yeah, being that you're at home, I think you look for a quick 3 if you can get it. And if not, something directly to the rim.
Into Anunoby, hand it right back to the trigger man. Brunson turns, drives the lane. Floater, no good. Ball's loose. Diving is Embiid to grab the rebound and calls timeout to preserve the possession with 8.2 seconds left in the game.
This is the second time we've seen Joel Embiid dive on the floor after a loose ball. For anyone who does not believe that he is concerned about winning, they will have seen differently here today. Not at his best, missed shoot around with a migraine. Of course, we've heard about what he's going on with his face, a Bell's palsy, and of course the knee. However, Joel Embiid laying it all on the line here, trying to force a Game 6 on Thursday back at home.
Joel Embiid just grabbed his 16th rebound, a part of a triple-double. He's just the 4th player in NBA postseason history to have at least 15 points, 15 rebounds, 10 assists, 5 blocks. Joining Tim Duncan, 2003, David Robinson, 1993, Ralph Sampson, 1986.
I know all 3 of those guys pretty well.
Yes, you do. Embiid with 19. All the other numbers are described for you. Harris with 19. his most important points at the free throw line, his first trip to the line here in overtime for his last 2 of those 19 points. And Maxey with a new playoff career high of 44 points. He also has 9 assists. So Philly gets to advance the ball past half court using their last timeout. Batum on the trigger here, up by 4, 110-106. Batum throws to the backcourt to Maxey. McBride trying to chase him down, can't follow him initially, and then Hart has to come and does tag him with 5.2 seconds left on the clock. And so Maxey will go to the line to our left, trying to put the icing on this closeout survival by Philadelphia.
I can tell you what, the response by Tyrese Maxey after the turnover nearing the end of regulation, 59.9 seconds remaining, and to knock down not only the 3, make the free throw, but the 3 to send it into overtime. You have to take your hat off to the young superstar, not hanging his head over the mistake that he made, but atoning for the mistake and putting his team in position to be able to take a Game 6 back home to Philly.
Both free throws good. 45 points in 52 minutes for Maxey tonight. 5 seconds ago, they're already heading for the exits in New York. Into McBride. McBride tees up a deep 35-foot 3. That won't go. Rebound Philadelphia. Let the city of brotherly love know there will be NBA basketball in Philadelphia on Thursday night. Game 6, round 1 between the Sixers and the Knicks. In overtime, Philadelphia defeats New York 112-106.
And again,